Hey, what it do?
Ahoy! Puts
What's
me in a
up?
good mood every time.
Good.
I'm just gonna
That's what we want.
I need back in the day.
Want Big Sook in a good mood.
You'd have your radio alarm clock set to a certain music. You'd throw a CD in there, maybe with some bass boost. Can you do that on your phone? Can you set it up to wake you up besides the annoying alarm?
Well, you can put a song on there.
You put a song on there?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, well, it's not hard.
Really? Because I go to my thing and just
I don't do that.
I don't think you know that you can do that. I think you're making stuff up.
No, I did. I used to. I just don't do it anymore.
'Cause I see right
don't
here,
really
just-
use my alarm.
You don't use your alarm?
No, I wake up early.
Interesting. Because I don't know how to do that. But I kind of want to wake up to Judge Smails just going.
Oh, you want like a little sound bite?
I think that'll put me in a good mood.
You want to drop?
Every time I hear that, I'm just gonna get
Time to wake up, Jason.
Oh,
I see
you
someone.
should have him do a
Well, he's dead, and he's been dead for like 30 years.
AI, baby.
Damn it, that's right.
Yeah,
He died in the 80s.
He died like
But
in 86.
this is where AI should be like helping the human race. Is
Yeah.
recreating Ted Knight personalized messages.
Well, I guess Randy Travis is singing now again because of AI. Like Randy Travis is like his voice is gone. I don't know what happened to him.
He had a stroke like a year ago.
Well,
Did he?
He's drunk.
Well, I think he has.
It is stunning that man is not dead.
Yes,
Stunning.
Well, he can't sing because he got drunk a lot, and then as Buck said, he had a stroke or something or some sort of palsy. I don't know. He can't sing, and now there was a big controversy because he's putting out new music, but it's not him. Like he's writing stuff, and then AI Randy Travis is singing, and and now it's like, I don't know, is that ethical? Like Randy Travis is writing, but not singing it himself.
Yeah, if I go now, you have a different type of phone than I do.
Yeah.
But if I go to my alarm
Mhm.
and hit sound,
Yeah.
and it's got all the little sounds on there,
Mhm.
that you can wake up to.
Yeah.
Mine also has a section that says pick a song,
Oh,
and I see where "Walk This Way" is on the list.
really?
I used to wake up to "Walk This Way."
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. I'll have to play around with that because if you can do that, I'm assuming then you can just put in a drop. You can go find a sound clip to something.
So this is an iPhone, so it would need to be. I think what's coming up are the songs that I have on iTunes or the music app, which I don't really use. I use Spotify now.
Yeah.
But I have stuff on there, so you'd have to download it onto that. Although you have a Samsung, so I don't. You're in.
I'm sure I can figure this out at some point. I'm sure that, and by figure it out, I'm going to hand it to my kid and be like, hey.
Yeah. He'll do it in 10 seconds.
Yeah, I've officially hit that point in my life where I just hand something to my child now and just be like, look, here, do this. My son's like a computer science major. He's like building computers in his spare time. I'm like, you deal with this. Like, didn't I take you to Little League when you were 8? Yeah, shut up and fix this.
My son is an idiot.
And yet he is smarter than me now in pretty much every way. It also pisses me off when that little rat bastard does this. He goes in the back and he starts messing with all the cords on the TV because he's always plugging something into the TV. He's got all these different little, he's got, plug in his computer. He's got all these different like gaming systems. So he's always in the back and he unplugs stuff. And then I can't figure out what he did. And then when I go to watch TV or go to do something that I want, I can never figure it out and it pisses me off. And then I have to rage against him, and he's never home, and then, I just end up yelling at someone else. It's a whole thing. And I told him 1,000 times, quit touching my TV. Go deal with your own TV.
Well, doesn't he live with you?
Yeah, well, now he does.
Yeah, so I think it's both of your TVs.
No, it's not. He has his own TV. Go in your room.
Well, then why doesn't he mess with that one? Why is he doing it on
because
yours?
my TV's better, and it pisses me off.
Well, give him the good one.
Well, no, I want the good
And
one.
in that way, he'll...
I'm not giving him, the 70-inch TV to put in his tiny ass room.
70?
Yeah.
God!
That's nothing nowadays.
How much money do you make?
Have you seen what TVs cost? They're like $7.
Don't try to justify that. That is white privilege.
No, it's not.
That's
not even a big TV
My biggest
anymore.
TV is 30 inches.
No, it's not.
Just kidding.
That's a lie. That's such a lie.
Well, I said I was kidding.
Yeah, you can go to. It blows me away. You can go to Costco right now and get an 80-inch TV for $1,000.
That's a lot of money, dude.
You can buy a 70-inch TV, I think, for $300 or $400.
Also a lot of money.
No, they're giving TVs away. TVs have become like couches. You don't have to buy one. You just find one. You just wander around and someone's like, here, take this.
Well, I can tell you that on our main TV in the living room, there are 2 cords.
Yeah.
One is the power cord, and one is the Apple TV.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all you need. And yet my son's constantly back there fiddling with stuff. And then I can
Well,
never
why are there a bunch of chords then?
well, because he's fiddling with stuff.
But what is he putting? Well, like what?
I
does
don't
that mean?
know. There's always something, and he's unplugging and plugging in there. Like he's got like he'll bring his computer down, and he plugs that thing in there, and then he's got like a Nintendo Switch, and then the other day he was breaking out like a weird like Nintendo like GameCube from like 30 years ago, and he was playing that. And he's always doing stuff to the TV, and it pisses me off. And I tell him all the time, just leave the TV alone. There's other TVs in the house. There's only one TV I want to sit and watch, and that's the one that he monkeys with. And I think he does it just to piss me off.
You know, there's really only one solution to this problem.
Punch him?
Well, no.
Oh.
Why would you always resort to violence? That is not the answer.
Well, it can be. I bet if I socked him one, he wouldn't do it again.
No, the answer is don't have kids.
Oh, well, that's true.
But it's too late for that. So you're just gonna have to suck it up.
It is too late for that. I made that mistake like 26, almost 27 years ago to have kids.
Yep, little late.
Terrible decision.
Little late.
Little late. Yeah, I've tried to pass that knowledge on to other people, but Buck, no one listens. Buck's out there having kids.
Don't.
Dirt's having kids.
No
and
one
I tell you, it's all downhill.
No one ever listens to that. You will tell them, and you'll be straight face serious.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't do it.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm serious. Ha ha ha.
I'm paying
No.
I'm paying an arm and a leg right now to go up to Canada and get a hotel room and watch Canucks playoff hockey. And guess who's not going? Me. Yeah, not me. Sending my selfish children. Yeah, they're up there right now. Not me. I could be having a good time up in Canada. Nah, can't afford it. It's too expensive.
Yeah. Well, again.
Yeah.
There was a fix here.
There was. Don't have them.
But you missed the window.
No, I could be up there. If I didn't have kids, I'd probably have like a boat.
My kid's off the payroll.
Is he really?
Well, that's what I was about to say. He is off the payroll. Like, we pay no bills. None.
Yeah.
Pertaining to him. None.
Yeah.
Everything is now on him.
Yeah. But
And that's great.
there's
But,
there's always a but.
you know,
Yeah.
they're still expensive.
Exactly. They never stop.
Things come up.
Now I'm counting
You
on.
pay for dinners. You pay for drinks.
Yeah, I'm counting on the one day like when you're old and decrepit, like it'll eventually come back.
That's the idea.
But then they just
bribe them.
But then they just put you in a home, and
Yeah,
not one of
well,
the good ones either.
Sometimes that's the easiest route. Those homes are nice.
shove them into the home.
Hey.
Here. Yeah, my mom loves hers.
My mom's in one right now, temporarily, and she loves it. They had spa day yesterday.
Really?
Taking care of her little feetsies.
My mom complains a lot about being in prison. She's like, "Yeah, this place is a
Oh,
prison."
come on.
Yeah,
Bull.
she hates it.
It's way better than her home life.
A lot of complaining.
You got people looking after you. Got all your meals done for you.
That was kind of my
They
thing.
do your
is-
laundry for you.
I was like, "Ma, you sit in your chair." She's got. Like, doesn't every old person just have a chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just sit in
Yeah.
it.
So she just sits in her chair and bools. That's what we say. What are you doing? She's booling around. She sits in her chair and she bools off. What's the difference between booling around in your chair there and booling around in your chair at a place where people are looking after you? But now she doesn't like it. No.
I think this is why people do things for the olds.
Yeah.
Because even though the olds don't realize it's what's best for them,
Yeah.
it's what's best for them.
Well, it's not like it. There's like a bedtime. I think it's one of
Whoa.
those things.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a curfew.
Yeah, there's like a curfew, man. Lights out and
Can she go out and smoke some ciggies if she wants?
Yeah, I think you
You
could
know,
probably. I think you
out
probably.
in the gazebo.
I think you probably wheel yourself out there. But yeah, at night, like there's like visiting hours. They boot you. I don't think she likes that. She doesn't like being told what to do.
Well, no, that I wouldn't like. But there's
No.
varying levels, right? Of
Yeah.
different like care levels. So like if assisted living is like, just live your life.
Yeah,
but
there's-
we'll look out for you.
Yeah, they make it out
It's
to be
great.
like all the commercials. They make it out to be like the greatest thing in the world. Like you're playing bocce ball and just having orgies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the olds are out there partying.
That's right.
Well, there's like 6 assisted living places right by me. Like I live because I live next to Fairway Village. I did like all around me. They build up like all these communities because I think the idea is like you go from living in a normal place like me. This is going to be my progression. I live in my house now, and then like 15 years from now, I'll move into Fairway Village, and then 10 years after that, then which is like a block away, and then I'll move one more block into an assisted facility. So you can just kind of make the progress where I live, but you only have to move like 3 blocks. You just kind of move down the hill a little bit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Got it all planned out.
Where are you moving to? That house right there. What after that one? See that building right behind the 8th fairway? That one there. You just kind of move it down the line.
Yeah, you got to plan for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because no one's going to do it for you.
No.
You know, I'm lucky. My parents, my dad bought some kick-ass long-term care policy years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
And it seemed expensive at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Paying for itself now, huh?
Well, it could.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, it's expensive.
I mean, you got to set that stuff up.
Yeah, when you're having to take care of the olds, let me tell you, it's a pricey thing.
Well, no, I'm saying as an old,
Yes.
you have to set yourself up so that the kids don't have to be burdened with that.
Or you can just let your kids do it.
Yeah, that's what you would do.
Damn right. That's what, my parents saddle me with it. I'll saddle my kids and so on and so forth.
What a spiteful family.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's like how every generation thinks the other one is destroying the planet. You just boot it down to the next generation.
I don't think the new one's destroying the planet, do you?
Really?
Yeah. Not nearly as much as we did.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Again, just the idea of like Bitcoin, and all the energy that's used from that. Like the youngs aren't doing jack squat to save the planet. Are you kidding me? The freaking the Swifties and the Kardashians, that's the biggest crock of S ever.
Wait, the Swifties and who is that? Wow, how are the Swifties catching strays?
Because every one of these kids thinks that they're like, oh, I'm gonna put my milk carton in the recycling and I'm saving the planet. No, you're not.
Taylor Swift,
Kids aren't doing a damn thing to save the planet.
I tell you what, guys, it is Hot Take Wednesday.
That's right.
Let's go. We have a big show. I would say it's big because it's Wednesday. Yeah,
we love our Wednesday shows.
But I'm not. I'm saying it's big because it's NFL schedule release day.
Yeah, they've been leaking all day.
Yeah.
Because, you got to have. I saw someone today, like, doing some sort of investigative dive. I think he had 8 of the Seahawks games. He's like, this is what I found out so far. He had 8 Seahawks games.
Who was that?
I don't know, someone on Twitter.
Someone gets paid to do that?
I guess.
Or it was just some dude, some fan?
No, I think he worked up. I think it was someone that was on maybe Puckett Show or whatever, someone over there on KJR. But they had gotten leaks and they had pieced together 8 of the Seahawks games.
Or you
just wait an hour and find it out.
Former fan personality Jason Puckett is not on KGR anymore. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
In Seattle?
No, I thought...
He left because they weren't going to renew his partner's contract.
Oh.
And so he said, that's bullsh. I'm leaving.
The deuces, I'm out?
How about that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones, Jason
Way to go, Puckett. Yeah, he is a good guy.
And now he's doing his own podcast up there.
Oh, well, yeah, because I do see his podcast. I guess I didn't know that he was off doing it on his own. Yeah. Well, someone that he follows or someone that was on his show, I don't know.
Would you do that for me?
They were able to, yeah, we'll see. They were able to, they were able to leak that. Yeah.
We think.
Here's the situation.
I'd do that for you, but it's not for you.
Yeah.
It would be for me because I don't want to do a solo show.
Yeah.
Resourceful little bitch. And not only that, I don't want another co-host.
No.
That takes too long to build it.
Yeah, at this point,
if
exactly.
they didn't renew you, guess what? You're losing me too.
Yeah,
you hear that, Kim?
We're an old married couple at this
That's right.
point.
We'll go to the. I'll go to the assisted living place with you.
There you go.
I'll get a room right next door.
I appreciate that.
And smoke my cigarettes in there.
Bocce balls and whatever else the olds do.
Golf. Do they have golf out there?
Well,
hit some golf balls.
Again, Fairway Village.
See,
it's a
little 9-holer, right?
Yeah, a little 9-hole. Not necessarily a par 3, but you get out there. You can hit driver on 1, maybe 2 holes. And you're old anyway, so what are you going to do?
I don't need to hit driver. I can't hit that thing anyway.
And that's the thing. At your age and your skill level, you would dominate Fairway Village. You'd be.
Can I go out there and own the olds?
Oh, dude, you'd smoke it.
Is there a men's club?
Yeah,
a women's club?
No, you could
Players club.
You could do the women's club. Yeah, there's a men's club. You can go out there.
Watch out.
FV. They would.
I'm bringing it. Hey, I only have a year and a half until, actually, really only a year and a couple of months.
Yeah.
Until I get to play in the 50 and over tournaments.
Oh, exciting. Yeah. Senior tour.
Let's go.
There's a golf tournament that my buddy's dad and some of his friends have played in for like 30 plus years. And so my buddy's dad is excited. I think he's 1 year away from being able to play the red tees. Because it's a whole competitive thing. And it's like, I think when you turn 70, they let you play from the ladies' tees in this tournament. So he is uber excited about it. He's just 1 more year and then he's up there. Because some of those olds are pretty good, and it's a big advantage when you're up there playing from the Reds.
Yeah.
Lou, I'm talking to you, you sandbagging son of a bitch.
Don't you think they should have an old guy tee and a ladies tee?
Well, that is the old guys. The old guys
So
tee
it's the
is the
same?
ladies tee. Yeah. Because there isn't an old guys tee. So
I
they
feel
let
like
you.
that's mildly offensive.
They let you move up. You're 70, forgot.
So what, you want to segregate it and have a men's
no.
short tee and a women's short tee?
I think segregation is the right idea here. I mean, I think it's offensive to women, not old men.
So are you saying that we should move the old men's further in front of the ladies' tees?
It's quite possible.
So you like the
Maybe we should have age appropriate.
Well, you know, they have those
tees.
some of those courses have the junior
Yeah.
tees, and those things are like in the middle.
yeah.
They're like 150 yards out.
That's too short because the kids are.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't hit it. Well, I mean, they can hit it, but they can't hit it that far.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know. I just feel like it's a slap in the face of the great women's golfers like Caitlyn Jenner.
That
Like she has to play with a 75-year-old man.
I guess
She's gonna own him.
I think she is a 75. Well, she's a 75-year-old woman. She's
How old is she?
I think she's in her late 60s, early 70s. So
Good
she's got all those hormones going through that you're injecting.
Caitlyn- What's her name? Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner.
She is 74.
74.
Yeah,
Wow.
see?
Wow. I wonder what she thinks about all this.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. You play with some of these seniors, and they get to tee off from the red tees. It's a big advantage. Some of those guys are tough.
Is she still going on Fox News on the reg?
I don't know.
You're asking the wrong
You're-
guys.
Exactly. I can't say that I'm tuning into the
Big
Handy
fella.
Hour.
Well, me neither, but that was some serious mental gymnastics to figure out a way to finagle that.
Look,
What do you mean?
If anyone can mental gymnastic, it's that group.
What are you talking about?
Well-
Explain yourself.
We should probably.
Harrison Butker.
I think it's pretty well understood.
Yeah, easy
What?
there, Bucker.
Whoa.
It's the ultimate.
Bucker.
It's on easy there, Bucker. You're spewing some hot takes right now.
Well,
Thank you, sir. All right.
I did see somebody on Twitter say that can't wait for the schedules to come out, and they're supposed to come out in full at 5
Yeah.
our time, because we need to see what city Harrison Butker will be booed the loudest in.
They playing the Niners?
Right. I guess that would. Well, actually, I think they are.
Yeah,
I think they are playing the Niners.
West Coast. Yeah, it's not going to go well. I'm interested to see what the reaction is in Kansas City. I mean,
Oh, they're gonna love him.
there's a lot of people that aren't going to be real thrilled with what he had to say.
All right. Well, while we wait for the schedules, we talk sports. Coming up next, we talk about streaming. That is the subject of our poll question. It is 3:18 on the Fan.
It's back.
aggressive on the golf tee front.
What do you got?
Believe it or not, Abu Dhabi.
Really?
Yeah, I was just reading because a lot of the clubs are starting to adopt ability tees, and it's not gender based. It's basically just how far you can hit it.
Makes sense.
It's really not about anything other than how far you can hit it. I mean, you could still be a really good golfer,
Sure.
but if you don't hit it that far, you don't want to play the back tees.
Boy, let me just say this for everyone out there that's an average to poor golfer like myself, dude. If you aren't regularly shooting in the mid 80s or below, please don't play from the tips. Like, what are you doing? It drives me crazy.
Or even the blues.
Yeah, like
Even the blues, 100%. Like, I want the closest tee I can get because I'm still averaging over a bogey a hole. Why would I go blues or blacks?
It makes no sense to me that you're like, again, if you're out there and you're shooting a 94 and you're like, I'm going to make this course as hard as humanly possible, dude. And I'm not saying to go play the reds, but my God, go and play the whites or at least play combos.
Well, the other thing that needs to be said is play separate tees for different abilities, even if you're in the same group.
Yes.
A lot of people don't think they can. I think some of the time when you see a worse golfer playing from a blue tee, he's probably playing with a couple of guys who are better.
And it's like a pride thing.
And they play on that tee. Is A-okay if they play on that tee and you play forward.
Cat Williams had a great bit. He was on the Shannon Sharp's podcast or whatever. And I guess Cat Williams is a pretty good golfer. And
he loves golf.
Yeah, and Shannon Sharp asked him, he's like, do you play from the tips? And he laughs and goes, look at me. He goes, no, I identify as she, he, what. I identify as the closest thing I can. He's like, you kidding me? He goes, I don't pay any less. He goes, no, why would I do that? He's like, I move up. He's like, I'm a small guy. He's not out there bombing.
So in Abu Dhabi, there's no such thing as men's and women's tees.
Oh, it's just tees?
It's all based on how far you can hit it.
I love it.
And that's the way it should be.
Yes.
Quite frankly.
Couldn't agree more.
So let's...
don't let male pride.
Well, it's the ego.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Male pride is the damnedest thing. You see it all the time.
I view pride different than ego.
How is pride different than ego?
It's the same idea, but to me, I view pride as like, I'm going to have some pride and actually not wear sweatpants to the gym or to the airport.
Yeah.
My ego is telling me that
you have to play.
I can play the back tees when I really can't.
Okay, I'll buy that. I see where you're coming because pride does. I have certain things with like. I always find like I have injury pride. Like we were talking the other day when a soccer player goes down or when LeBron goes down. I come from a world of have some pride. Get your ass up. Like unless something is broken, I am not rolling around on the floor.
Yeah, that's pride.
That's pride.
Yeah,
that's pride. But ego is you're right.
Ego
I see where you're going with that. I'm playing. I'm not playing for the whites.
Yeah. I also learned something about Harrison Butker while we were away.
Besides that he's a misogynistic pig, or
to listen to the commercials there, I learned a lot.
You did.
Well, his whole bit yesterday. If you didn't hear, he gave a commencement speech at Benedictine College in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And it was very sexist and very, well, he basically told women he's like, just look, you've been lied to.
The only way you'll be happy is by having being a wife and being a mother.
Yeah, be okay with that.
Yeah. Also doesn't like the gays.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of the gays.
Yeah, there was a lot in there.
There was
but
a lot.
Based on that, just the idea of the stay-at-home mom being his bit.
Yeah, ruffled a lot of feathers.
His mom, do you know who his mom is?
Yes, I just heard this too.
You heard it too?
Yes.
Elizabeth Butker is a medical physicist at Emory University's Department of Radiation Oncology, and she's been there since 1988.
You know what?
Hardly a stay-at-home mom.
I'm sorry, she's unfulfilled and has been lied to.
And apparently she's
miserable.
quite accomplished.
And miserable too.
It's diabolical.
Maybe that's why he believes this. His mom's just a raging a-hole, and he's like, man, if you just would have stayed home and had a bunch of babies, you wouldn't be so miserable.
Mom got a little too big for her britches. He wants to tell them where they belong.
She did have babies.
Yeah, but she didn't stay home and take care of him.
By the way, he's a beautiful baby.
He is. He's more handsome than I thought. That beard's working for him.
Yeah, he's definitely handsome, but man, is he a moron.
Well,
and he is down a rabbit hole. Who knows where he got his views, but I wonder what his mom...
I got a good idea where he got his views.
I wonder what his mom thinks of all that.
I have a friend of mine who's a very, very... just way to put it. She's a very motivated modern woman, and let's just say the messages just started rolling in. She was hot about it. Yeah, there was did not make a lot of fans in certain segments of the community.
No way.
Yeah, well, hey man, I guess he knew his audience because apparently they loved it because they signed off on it and they were like posting about it and.
Well,
Poll
now,
question.
of course, you have all these Swifties who are Chiefs fans because of Travis Kelce, and the Swifties took big time exception to this.
Oh, I didn't even.
They came out in force on Instagram and such.
I didn't even think about that element.
Yeah.
The Swifties are going to take his ass down.
There's gonna be a lot of people, but he's one of those guys that'll then use it because he's persecuted. He'll be like, I'm persecuted.
He'll be the
and-
victim now.
Yeah, he'll be the victim. Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick. Oh,
I
wait.
do love. Yeah.
How many 16-year-old girls does it take to take out Harrison Butker?
There's a lot of them. There are a lot
Scratch
of them coming
that.
after
How many
him.
12-year-old girls does it take to take out Harrison Butker? 5? 6?
They're like the meanest people on the planet.
Well, they got nails.
Yeah. Well, they're vicious. They'll just give you like an eating disorder and make you cry. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you ever talked to a teenage girl? That's the
Wow,
meanest
no.
human being on the planet. I'm not kidding. At least like with teenage boys, they'll just like punch and hit each other. Like girls, they just bully you into submission. They just like ruin someone's life. Like you see a pack of teenage girls coming, you turn the other way. They're about to say some stuff to you that you're not going to be able to unhear. It's terrible. There's nothing you can do about it either. You have to sit there and take it.
Poll question at 1080 The Fan on X, brought to you by AAA Heating and Cooling Family Business, helping families for over 60 years. AAA IAQ.com.
What is the deal?
Yesterday, we asked you. What did we ask you? Oh, yeah. Which do you think you would watch more of if they were on TV at the same time? All good matchups.
Yeah.
NFL game lost to college football playoff.
Oh, here locally, huh? Well,
College, yeah.
Well,
Well, and the
nationally.
Blazers were on there.
Oh yeah. Well,
And no one cares about them,
no.
apparently.
It's a-
So college football playoff game, 51%.
Yeah.
NFL game, 36%. Blazers game, 9%. Barely edging slap fighting,
I can't believe that's still a thing.
4%.
I guess that thing's doing well too. Oh. that Dana White Power Slap League thing. Yeah, that may be regionally here, but trust me, nationally, there's only one answer to that, and that is the NFL. Although the WNBA, which I've said all along, I'm very interested to see where this goes because women's basketball is having a moment right now, and I want to see if there is some real like growth potential here, or if it kind of fizzles out and kind of settles down into a more, I don't know, median range here. But Caitlin Clark last night, her debut, which wasn't great, got 2 million people to tune in. Highest watched WNBA game in like 20 years. Beat the NHL playoffs head to head.
That's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, again, is it sustainable? Don't know. But right now, and I also want to see what happens when it's not involving Caitlin Clark, or if Caitlin Clark isn't what she, last night was a pretty good struggle for her. Didn't play very well, got blown out. I'm this whole season, I'm going to be fascinated to see kind of the curve, the numbers curve of the WNBA.
Today's poll question, does it bother you sports are all over the streaming map and require multiple subscriptions or apps? Now, we have offered you 3 choices here, all via emoji. The first one is the angry orange mad guy.
Oh, yeah.
So you got to be mad.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that.
The second one is the face with the 2 hearts for the eyes. Like, you love it.
Yeah, yeah. Is the horny emoji on there? The purple devil guy? Like this.
Well, no, why would I put that
I don't
on?
know. We're just doing emojis. I thought maybe this gets you all hot and bothered.
You don't go with the eggplant, Sook? You go with the devil guy?
Yeah, the devil guy. I find the eggplant emoji to be a little presumptuous, a little weird.
Well,
And the third one is the guy shrugging.
Yeah, like
It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
I don't care.
palms up guy? Yeah.
Yeah, palms up guy.
I like palms up guy.
So vote and vote hard at 1080 The Fan on X. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about that because we found out that the Christmas Day football games are going to be on Netflix.
Yes, sir.
And the world has collectively freaked out about that.
Because
who doesn't have Netflix?
I'm doing or someone that has access to Netflix. My thing, I'm doing the angry orange face. I hate this.
Oh, you hate it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hate it. It pisses
right.
me off.
Well, we'll get to it next. Here's Buck Sports.
This is a DGA champion.
right, coming up on the list here, we've got Mariners fan doing the unthinkable. Jokic destroying the Defensive Player of the Year. But the poll question today, does it bother you sports are all over the streaming map and require multiple subscriptions or apps? 3 emojis. Mad. Love it or don't care.
Yeah, I do the emoji. I think it sucks. I mean, it was like the whole reason no one wanted cable because like, I don't want to pay for all these things. And now in order to watch everything, you have to pay for everything. I mean, I find myself more and more, I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and say that I'm like the miser cheap guy, but a lot of this stuff, I just stream it now. There's just places that you can go stream this stuff for free. And maybe the quality isn't exactly what it is on, the 4K crystal clear, but dude, some of this is getting ridiculous trying to find out where games are.
Well, Stream East was trending today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of this, right?
Well,
I'm assuming.
And then everybody was like, shut up.
Exactly. There's another one.
How badly do you think the NFL is fighting to get Stream East shut down?
Probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
I know the UFC, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
Like Dana White won't shut up about it. And, and there's other ones too, but that's one of the biggest ones. And, for a lot of people, it's just, again, there's a reason why people didn't want to pay $150 for cable every month. And you're already paying what for high-speed internet, would it be $75-$80 a month for a lot of that? And you start adding up some of these services. What YouTube TV is $75-$80. You throw in, your Amazon, $10-$12. Then you throw in your Netflix and you throw in your Hulu, and and that's the other one too. We have Hulu in here, but the Hulu package, and then you add the Hulu with live sports to it, that itself is $100. I mean, and now if you want, of course it's Netflix now and Amazon and Peacock, and some of this stuff is just, it's a lot. And I don't blame people for saying I'm not doing it. I don't fault people at all for going to find, different sites to stream this on.
Right now, 72% of our listeners are mad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So exclusively streaming games, only streaming in the NFL. We now have one game in week 1, which is going to be on Peacock.
Yeah.
We have 2 Christmas Day games, which will be on Netflix. That will be the Chiefs and Steelers in Pittsburgh and the Texans and Ravens in Houston.
Yeah.
And then we have one playoff game, which will be exclusively on Amazon.
Yeah.
So it's only 5 games.
Well, but we have the Thursday Night Football, which is on Amazon now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So that's every week.
Yeah. But that I don't think that's exclusive. Isn't that also on NFL Network?
No, I don't believe so. I'm almost positive because we talked about it last year, and that first one they did was Amazon's largest sign-up day that they had ever had. So I'm pretty sure that's not on NFL Network.
So to watch all the games this year in the NFL, you will need YouTube TV, theoretically.
Yeah.
Amazon, Peacock, Netflix, and ESPN Plus.
Yeah. So ESPN Plus is what, $10 to $15? Someone in here saying Hulu Plus with their live TV, that's $80 a month. It just adds up, and it constantly feels like, from what I hear from people, and I kind of feel this way too. It's just, it's a never-ending barrage. It's just like, at what point can we go back to consolidating things? So, and it's very piecemealed out. And so, for me, like with the Peacock thing, like I don't have Peacock. I'm not dealing with Peacock for one game. I'm just not.
Well, just steal somebody's login.
Exactly.
Or go to a bar.
Yeah, go to a bar, or again, you just head east, right? Head to the streams. So I just think more and more people are going to start doing that the more spread out this becomes. I just think a lot of people are frustrated and are saying enough's enough. And for those that are saying like with like the Pac-12 deal, like, oh, well, the Pac-12, why couldn't they have the streaming deal? Because people will find the NFL. People aren't going to look hard to find ancillary sports. Like, for instance,
but they were on the right track.
They were on the right track.
It's eventually going that way.
But you have to have a product that people are willing to do.
Well, I think they were just way ahead of. They just jumped the gun way too soon.
Can you imagine if the Pac-12 literally said all of our games are going to be on Apple? Oh my God, 7 people would watch. Yeah. Like, I mean, we're talking about.
Well, the MLS did that.
Yeah, and it tanked until Messi. Again, when Messi came over, all of a sudden it was like, hey, people want to watch. For instance, the WNBA last night, 2 million people watched that. Was that ESPN or ESPN2? Because we just turn it on now on our
I don't even know
our Hulu Live, but it was on ESPN or it was on ESPN2, right? So 2 million people tuned into that. It was a big deal. If you put that thing on a streaming platform, like where it was only streamed, dude, that cuts that audience 60%. Like, people aren't going to go seek that out and jump through hoops to get it. The NHL found this out when they weren't on ESPN. Liv is finding this out. Unless you're I honestly think right now the NFL or championship, like World Series type stuff, I think that's the only thing that people, maybe college football, big games. I think those are honestly the only things that massive people are willing to go and dig and find. Other than that, you've got to make it convenient for people. And right now you're running the risk of not making it convenient for people. And the NFL can get away with it.
Well, the NFL is doing it whether you like it or not.
Yes.
Because they're on YouTube TV.
Yep.
And it's only a matter of I would imagine, at least with the NFL, it's only a matter of time before they're all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think? Like, I feel like what's happening right now is all the streaming services are dipping their toes into the water.
Yeah.
And they're buying, like we said, Amazon has dipped its toe in the water with Thursday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Peacock has dipped its toe in the water by buying one game. Netflix has bought 2 Christmas games. And by the way, that's like $150 million toe dip.
Yep.
But I think I just wonder if eventually the streaming services, one of them just goes all in on sports and says, we have to have the NFL. We'll marry it up with other sports and we'll pay a gajillion dollars for it, but we'll have it all here. And then what you're saying, it's just
cable.
Well, it's cable, but it's streaming.
Yeah.
And it's just another price. It's just like one price.
Yeah, it's one price. Like, this is Vancouver Ford text line. For years and years, people were pissed about paying for cable packages and demanded a la carte. Well, this is what it is, and no one's happy. Yeah, figures.
That's true.
It's hard piecing this all together. I know that for me. Like I have HBO, and so like when I'm trying to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs, like the TNT games are now on HBO too. Did you know that? Like if you get all the like those, like the basketball games and the hockey games, I can find those now on HBO.
Yeah, I had a buddy complaining about it. He's like, I don't get TNT on Fubo. And someone's like, but you have HBO, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, then you get TNT.
Well,
He's like, wait, what?
Yeah, that part of it's hard to understand who's in bed with who and like who.
Right?
Okay, well, I have this and Peacock and NBC I get, but then who's I don't know. It's like usually on multiple things, but you don't really know that.
So the Super Bowl this year, like I was like, well, I don't have local TV. So I was like, hell. I'm like, am I gonna have to stream East the Super Bowl? Or I was like, I don't want to deal with that because sometimes the stream can go out and it's kind of a pain in the ass. So then I was like looking in, I was gonna go buy just one of the digital antennas. I was like, I've been meaning to do that for a while, so you get the standard basic TV. And then it was offered for free. I didn't have to sign up for anything. I don't remember what it was, but they were I was randomly clicking through something before the game, and it was like I wish I could remember what it was, but there was something where it was randomly offered on one of my platforms, and I was like, is this really the Super Bowl? And I'm like, I don't have to sign up. There's no stupid free trial or whatever. No, I just got the Super Bowl. But even that, like for some people now, the Super Bowl has become problematic to if you don't have a TV subscription with live TV on it.
Yeah, it's a song and dance.
Yeah.
Well, a couple things. It's a song and dance between accessibility and affordability, but also the company's making money.
Yeah.
And we all know what's going to win out there.
Yeah. Well, someone said
which is what the NFL's doing.
Yeah, someone said it's funny how much Vancouver Ford text line. Funny how much your viewership changes when you make it easy and accessible. Exactly. Like the Blazers, right? The Blazers aren't good. And their TV deal absolutely stinks. And
they got way harder to find.
60 to 70% of their viewership gone. Now, the attendance this year was actually pretty good. For as bad as they were, the attendance, I think, was middle of the road, at least announced attendance. So people were still going to games, but no one was watching. Because, again, you're not going to seek out a bad product. The one product right now that and no one, the league doesn't give a rip is the NFL. The NFL is like, we will make it as hard as possible, and your dumbasses will keep going to find it.
I think there's a difference between the Blazers working out a TV deal and the NFL.
Yes.
Right? Because the Blazers' TV deals weren't that lucrative anyway.
Yeah.
Right? So you might as well make them more accessible, build the audience, and then you can maybe cash in better, right? Yeah. Whereas the NFL, I mean, I cannot fault them when you're talking billions upon billions, tens of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
I can't fault them for squeezing as much juice out of that turnip as they can, because they have the leverage. People will go watch them. The Blazers, they will not.
Yeah.
And so like I said, it's that song and dance, that fine line between accessibility and affordability and you serving your fan base, or you making a ton of money. And the NFL's just in the position where they're throwing you the double bird, saying, find it.
And
They're cashing checks.
And it's working.
And of course it's working. They're amazing, but not everybody is the NFL.
No.
And the Blazers know that, and that's why they're tucking their tail between their legs and now going to a little better model.
And they're going to not make any money off of it, all the Suns, but it's going to be on KGW or something.
The other thing is, and that's huge. If KGW, that is great. If they're going to be on KGW, that is really smart by the Blazers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whoever their accountant is may look at that, or their team president, and he may look at that and go, well, this sucks. Look at how what this costs us, or how little this will bring in, or whatever. I get that, but you are way better off as a franchise long term being on KGW than you are Root.
Squeezing
even
a
if
couple
it
bucks.
means a little bit more money on your bottom line at the end of the year, because it's not that much more. It's not like the NFL type of deal.
No, you're not.
The other thing is,
you're not bringing in $100 million off of your TV deal.
We're sports fans. I wonder in the non-sports world, I wonder how big of an issue streaming and everything bouncing around really is. I just can't imagine there is another walk of life that is that put out by the streaming world, because sports are like the one last thing that's live.
I do think it's a bit annoying for people, because when you hear a buzz about a show and you're like, oh my God, can I find this thing? Because I do hear that sometimes from the non-sporting people in my life. But yes, I think that this is a problem, not unique, but overwhelmingly that affects sports fans.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't know how big of a percentage we are. In the grand scheme of things. I mean, I think...
Well, I'll tell you what, as far as the TV audience goes, we're a big freaking deal, because one thing kicks everything else's ass, and that's sports.
Well, NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but sports in general, but yes, the NFL.
Yeah, sports in general make money, but there's nothing like the NFL.
No.
But live sports is like the last... I mean, I guess Netflix is kind of doing some live stuff now where... like the roast was live.
Roast was live, and
so I guess
Chris Rock.
Cool.
Chris Rock had his live comedy special, but it's.
But I don't know how many people are watching things live. Like, you can still just go stream it whenever you want.
Yeah,
it's like our show.
Yeah, it's available.
Just go listen whenever you want.
Sports is the one thing that is DVR proof, right?
And fast forward when Buck talks. Right,
wow.
Buck?
You can definitely do that.
Or
I think I think we have that little 15 or 30-second skip ahead button on the Odyssey app, perhaps.
Yeah, I love that button. I love that button for podcasts, like on the podcast app.
Yeah.
Because podcasters never, ever, ever get to the damn point.
No.
It takes them forever.
Mark Maron, I listened to his, and it's like 15 minutes of him doing whatever before he actually starts talking to the person.
And then their ads and stuff. It's like, ugh. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30.
And here.
30.
Yeah.
All right. Good, hot streaming TV talk from the old guys. The old sports guys are bitching again.
Yeah, neither one of us has. We both cut the cord.
Oh, dude, yeah. I'm fine with it. None of this stuff bothers me. It's kind of a weird time because it's everything's transitioning and it's all over the place.
Well, now there's talk of streaming services getting together with other streaming services and forming bundles. And like you said, everyone has it's just
it's a bit like
cable.
It kind of reminds me of college football changing.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can see where it's going, and that's going to be better, but just get there.
Yeah, it's clunky.
It's slow.
It's like trying to take off a bra. You know it's going to be worth it, but there's some fumbling around.
That's right.
Yeah. But you keep at it.
That other girl's came off a different way. Hell with it. I'm just going to
this
drop
one's
the
in
strap.
front? Damn it. What is happening?
All right. Up next, Jokic destroys the Defensive Player of the Year. 352 on the Fan.
The home of Dirt and Spray.
list.
We're going to talk Jokic here, but can I just read a text real quick? Vancouver Ford text line. I know I can because, I'm the host of the show.
Be like, no, you can't.
But I wanted to point this out. And this did cross my... Look, I'm not going to lie. This crossed my mind as I was saying this. So I was bitching about podcasters.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, and this guy says, you guys never get to the damn point, and you have too many throwaway segments. I usually start the show an hour behind, and that way I can fast forward past all the bullshit and commercials. But hey, you guys are great.
Look, that's fair.
That is totally fair, but I think what I should have explained is there is a difference between, and some of it is what podcast you listen to. Like, I feel like Pat McAfee is an entertaining guy. He's a professional. He knows how to, even when he's D'ing off, per se, he knows how to make it fun, and so do his cronies, right?
Sure.
I listen to a lot of golf podcasts, and let me tell you, when they're not talking golf, it's painful.
Okay, I see where you're
You know what I
going.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you're not there for any sort of witty banter. You're there for the golf.
I listen to a thing on Valhalla. I'm like, oh my god, this guy is the most boring guy I've ever heard in my life. But he was very interesting on Valhalla. But when he was not talking about Valhalla, it took him 8 minutes to get to Valhalla. I wanted to throw my phone.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Whereas you and I, you especially, radio professionals, we know how to goof off.
We're out here wandering.
That's your wheelhouse.
That's right. And a throwaway segment is part of the show, whereas on sometimes those podcasts, it is just tell me about Valhalla.
No one's coming to you for real analysis.
That's right.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I had a friend tell me that once. He's like, no one's listening to you for sports. I'm like, what? That kind of offended me. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah, my best friend tells me all the time. His wife listens, but he doesn't. He goes, I can't with you guys. He goes, I try. It's like, I just can't. Because he's a hardcore X's and O's guy. He wants you breaking down some cover 2 coverage.
Well, there's a lot of shows for him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah. What?
Yet his wife listens.
She's the smart one.
It's adorable.
So, Jokic.
Yeah, he's good. He's good at basketball.
Yeah, I think there's our hot sports analysis.
Yeah, you want that?
Right
You
there.
want that? You like that? Jokic good at basketball, and shame on us. Although, to be fair, after the first 2 games, dude, it looked like Minnesota had him in pretzels. He looked like he didn't care. He didn't want to be there. And then somehow we pissed off the 7-foot giant, 3-time MVP, and now he's giving us all the middle finger.
Well, wasn't it interesting that the one game wasn't it game 2 where Gobert didn't even play and they kicked the crap out of him?
That's right.
Yeah, Gobert was sitting at home because I think his wife was having a kid, and they put together one of the best defensive efforts you've ever seen.
They held him to 80 points.
He's the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
And Jokic absolutely abused him.
We abused everybody, and sometimes they weren't even playing Rudy on him. Rudy's a better help defender, rim protector. So they were throwing like Karl Anthony or one of the other guys' bodies at him, and then Rudy was trying to clean up. No matter what they did,
He had no chance.
no. Dude, when you're 7-1 and you're doing that step back Larry Bird, 3 from behind your head, no one's blocking that. And then how many times can he have that? Like, he just gets into the post and it looks like he's having a seizure. There's 17 up and unders, a couple spinny roos, and then he just flicks it up there with a series of hook shots and it goes in. He just makes people look silly. And it was just a reminder that for 2 games, we all crapped on him. Oh, yeah, you're the best player in the NBA, and it's really not that close.
Yeah, it's like I was saying after those first 2 games, I'm like, well, I think Minnesota really benefited from the way the NBA is calling games now. They're letting them be more physical, and they have length, and it's really bothering Denver. The reality is that was premature.
Yeah.
Because it's still, no matter how they're calling these games, guys like Jokic, and there are a few guys like him, maybe not in his class, but guys that cannot be stopped. Like, you cannot guard them.
No.
You just can't.
Nope.
Rudy Gobert is a 4-time defensive player of the year.
Including this year.
And he has no chance.
I love everyone's trying to cook him now and saying that he's a bum. Get out of here. Like, I was listening to some of the post-game stuff, and Anthony Edwards just smiled and was like, what do you want? Like, that guy's really good.
He was going to give buckets to anybody who was guarding him last night in the league. It wouldn't have mattered.
Enjoyed. Anthony Edwards, by the way, is one of my favorite players in the NBA. And I just love that he was like, no one's doing anything against that. Like, that's all. He just smiled and laughed. He goes, that's all you can do is laugh. When he's doing that, there is no answer to it. My man last night was 15 of 22? 15 of 22 for 40 points.
My man.
13 dimes, 7 rebounds, 8 of 9 from the free throw. And that step back that he had to kind of just seal it with a couple minutes to play. Okay. And then you just see every one of the Timberwolves just at that point was like, well, there's nothing we can do. You just can't. He is the best player in the NBA, and it's a reminder. And it just those first two games seem like a millennia ago when we were writing off the Denver Nuggets. And shame on us for doing so.
Did we ever get that Jokic brother thing settled? Has he been kicked out of the
I don't
arena?
know. I don't think he's allowed to come to the games.
We haven't
anymore.
seen him recently.
Yeah.
Was he banned?
Probably.
That would be my guess.
I would guess they at least told him you're not coming to any more playoff games.
Yeah. You can't be punching people in the face. That's
well,
no-go.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know, but like the police were looking for him. I mean, when there an arrest warrant for it?
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole story just kind of went away. I haven't seen anything on it.
Yeah, I'm looking. I Googled it right now. It just says the NBA investigating. Yeah, I don't see like there's any sort of real conclusion behind this other than just the NBA was going to investigate it.
Poof, gone.
And I know that the police were looking for him. Well, maybe when you're the
All right.
3-time MVP, you can make those things kind of.
What do we get tonight? Celtics, Cavs
So the Cavs, no Donovan Mitchell. He's still out.
again.
He's still out.
So who cares about that game?
Well, I mean,
Mavs, Thunder.
think about this with the Celtics, who are gonna roll. And Celtic fan, I can't stand Celtic fan. I need them to lose because now they're bitching that no one's giving them any credit.
The Celtics are the balls.
They're not beating anyone. Like
No one's giving any credit.
Yeah, they're like the point was being made today on Boston radio that people get credit for playing Boston tough, but Boston doesn't get any credit for beating anyone. It's almost like, well, beat someone. Like it's not your fault that it's an easy path. If you beat the Nuggets, everyone's going to give you credit. But they got Miami without Jimmy Butler, right? They're getting Cleveland without Donovan Mitchell, and they're going to get a Knicks team who is just being put together with Band-Aids at this point.
I mean, win a title and
Exactly.
you'll get credit.
Yes.
I mean,
But,
Jesus, man.
look, this sets up so well for Boston, and then they're going to have to face, well, more than likely at this point, we're assuming Denver, but you never know.
I mean, Denver had the MVP, and
Yeah.
they didn't get any credit until they won a
Till
title.
they won a
You
title.
just got to win a title.
Yes.
Stupid fans.
And just be grateful that these teams that you're facing in the East don't have their best players or are beat up. Like, and that was my point. Like, Boston went from, is this too easy to no one's giving us any credit. Boston fan just needs to go away. Just in general, that entire city, just
Eliminate Boston fan.
eliminate them. Can we just, do
I'd
we
vote New
really
York.
need the Celtics and the Bruins and the Red Sox
Not
and
anymore.
the Patriots? Yeah, we're
Not
good.
anymore.
We're good.
New York fan would agree with you. I don't know. That's a battle, in my opinion.
I know. But New York hasn't had a lot of success lately, and Boston fan has. So go away, Boston fan.
We've got Mariner fan doing the unthinkable and a little Buddy Hield talk out of nowhere. 4:05 on the Fan.
people's time to shine. Finally, the white man has the upper hand. Mr. Burns. It's my favorite line from the Simpsons movie ever. Is Mr. Burns, finally the rich white man has the upper hand.
Yeah, we got one sleep to Major Championship Golf.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Valhalla, baby. Let's go.
I've got Mariner fan news.
Not Mariner news, but Mariner fan news.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Mariner adjacent news.
there's not a lot going on with the Mariners.
Are you out of your mind?
Although I think they won
the
today.
first place Seattle Mariners. Thank you. What do you mean?
Didn't they win?
Nothing's going
They
on.
just finished beating your Royals.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
4-2 the final.
Damn it.
2 games up on the Rangers.
Damn it. Yeah, the Rangers are in a bit of a slide there.
Yeah, I think they've lost 5 or 6 in a row.
But the Mariners, 24-20.
Yeah.
Same old offense. It's like,
Right around 54%, yeah.
The coolest thing I can tell you about the Mariners.
54.5%.
There you go.
Boom. Right where you want them.
The coolest thing I can tell you about the Mariners is that something rather rad happened in the stands at the Pink the other night. Game 1 of the Royal Series.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what happened? Do you know what happened, Jason?
Can't say that I do off the top of my head.
Okay, well, I'll play the audio. This is from Root Sports,
All
okay?
right.
I lift the opposite way. MJ Melendez is into the corner, and you talk about a basket catch, and it's true as form.
I do know this.
Hot start for that guy out there. The 1-1. Again, this one a little straightened out a little bit more. Let's see, into the corner. What do we got? He's got both! He got them both! Jerry, give that man a contract. What are the chances?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. Back
What
to
are the
back to back
chances?
swings. Guy caught the 2
Yeah,
foul balls.
The dude caught back-to-back foul balls.
Yeah. I don't know what the odds of that, but it has to be astronomical.
Yes, that's amazing.
Yes.
Because we all know as boys,
Yep.
we went to the ballpark with our gloves hoping to just even get close to a foul ball. I don't think I ever got one.
I've told the story. I caught one off an old lady's face
Yeah.
when I was a kid at the old Kingdom. That was the only time I ever got one, and I didn't even realize it fell into my lap. I was eating. Remember those old ice cream sundaes at the baseball games, like you popped the top on them
Yeah.
and the wooden spoon?
Yeah.
I was eating one of those chocolate malts, and it hit an old lady's face and fell into my lap. It's the only time I've ever caught a foul ball.
I know I almost got drilled with a line drive foul ball at the Wichita Wranglers game.
Yeah. Well,
So
but
that was cool.
almost.
I guess it went right over my head.
You
my
didn't
mom
even,
said.
you didn't even realize.
Well, I was just playing up and down on the, like I was really young, but I was on the steps,
Yeah,
like first base dugout,
sure.
a little further down, or
Well-
no, third base. Sorry,
And it
and it
came
just
screaming
a
over.
rocket.
Well, they did an HBO Real Sports piece on that once about how dangerous it is because no one's really paying attention and you have no time to react. Now, I will say this. I don't ever count any of the foul balls I got at the old Devil Rays games because I never caught a foul ball. I just got up and walked over and got one. Like, does that count?
It's still a real life foul ball, but it's way different when you're amongst a
Yeah.
crowd.
Can I liken it to a hole in one?
Sure.
Because I do think that feeling is somewhat similar. I just remember as a kid the exhilaration of being close to a foul ball and trying to catch it.
Yeah.
Like imagine catching it and then you see just how fired up the kid is, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it feels like when you get a hole in one.
Same sort of. Well, but
It just comes out of nowhere and you're not really expecting it and you're like, yes, oh my God.
Combination
that's so
of
rare.
shock and excitement.
Yeah.
then are my foul balls at the old Devil Rays games, is that like a hole in one at a putt-putt course?
It's like
it's
a hole
like-
off a tree.
Yeah. It's like a hole in one when you hit a bad shot.
Like it wasn't a good shot, but it still
Yeah.
went in. It
and
still
you
counts.
also didn't see it go in the hole. You just happened to see it in the hole.
Guys,
once
I'm
you
here
got
to
up
tell
there.
you, it's not even that. You're way over. And back in those days, those Devil Ray games, you would, there'd be 6 of us in the outfield. So when a home run got hit, you could look at someone else and be like, do you want it? Or you could casually get up, put your beer down, walk 4 rows over, and pick up the baseball. And most of the time, we'd throw it back when it was the other team that was hitting them. That's how bad it was. And I don't even count those. I do not count that as catching a foul ball. Walking over and picking one up does not have any sort of
No
juice to it at all.
But I'm thinking of it more from a kid's perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty fun if you're a kid sitting out there and you race over and you get the ball.
Sure.
You want the ball.
Yes.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
If somebody tosses it to you, that's probably it's like, cool, thanks, but
The kid getting it in a crowd of people doesn't matter any more to him than just getting it on his own somewhere else.
Yeah, and also the naivete of the kids, especially me when I was a kid, with my glove, as if I am going to catch a ball around all of these adults.
Well, there was one earlier this year. It might have been at a Cardinals game. It was really cool where home run gets hit, like right center field. Guy catches it, maybe 4 or 5 rows up from the fence line. And there's a kid probably 10, 12 years old down in the front row with his glove, and the guy tosses the kid the ball. Pretty awesome, right? It's what you do. Dude, if you or I catch a foul ball, unless it's like your favorite player, and there's give the kid the ball.
Yeah, I feel like that's a new thing.
It is.
I don't think that used to happen.
It didn't, but it is now. Like, come on.
No, I mean I get that, but
Give the kid.
But I think when you're a kid, you think, oh, I'm gonna catch this.
Yes.
And dude,
Yeah.
little do you know there are 5 adults with way longer arms behind you who are going to smother you for that baseball. And then nowadays, they're gonna hand it to you.
Well, that was the cool thing. So the guy does that, and then like a couple innings later, guy hits a home run, and the kid that he threw the ball to catches it. The kid actually catches it in his glove, and he's jumping around, and he turns to the guy and flips
Throws
him
the
the ball.
Nice.
That was badass.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's baseball.
Harmony.
Baseball communities, especially in the outfield, unless you go to Dodger Stadium, then you may get stabbed. It's great out there in the outfield. To this day, it's my favorite place to sit in a baseball game is in the first couple rows in the outfield. It's where that's a blue collar seat out there. There's good people out there in the outfield.
Well, that's a good feeling when you're a kid and somebody tosses you a baseball or you get a baseball.
Yeah.
Somehow you find your way to a baseball. It's a really good feeling.
Well, and that's like, I'm trying to think of an experience because.
But that guy got two on consecutive.
And it's
foul
cool
balls.
because it was actually a crowd of people. Like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about the old Devil Ray games that I go to. That's like going to an A's game. I'll bet you can go to A's games now and have that experience. I'll bet you on a Tuesday night when they're playing the Rockies, I'm guessing you could have that where if there's a home run hit, you can casually get up and walk over there and pick it up.
Or sit there down one of the baselines and get a couple foul balls in an inning or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you could probably get a shag bag by the end of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that's the one benefit to having. You may have had this growing up with the Royals, but like living in a place and going to see crappy baseball, especially at a crappy stadium like the Tropicana Field, there is an element of fun because it's so crappy. Like
yeah, I had that, but later.
Yeah.
Like when I was in college.
Yeah.
Because they were good when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's George Brett in the
Yeah.
80s. And those places were packed when you'd go watch the Royals. But then once I was in college, seats were $5.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I mean,
you can do whatever
could
you
scream
want.
and no one would hear you.
You can run around. I mean, there's an element to that. It's like the lovable losers.
Most of my adult years in the Bay Area, it was like a total dichotomy between the Giants and the A's. The Giants were like winning championships and there was a buzz in the ballpark. The A's is where you could go just get tanked with your buddies, sit in whatever seat you want, and do that sort of thing.
People are saying too, someone has run the numbers. They're saying it's out there. The odds of getting back-to-back foul balls like that, 0.001%.
001 or
0.00001.
0.001?
3 zeros. 0.0001% to get back-to-back foul balls.
All right. That seems pretty low.
It's pretty kick-ass, man. Guy says my son has been to 6 Hop games and has gotten a total of 7 baseballs. There you go. Go to minor leagues.
Wow. What's he doing right?
That's minor leagues, man. You know.
I know there's not that many people there, but still.
That's why. Who's that? Is it Zach? What's that guy? Zach
Zach Hampel, the home
foul
run
ball
guy.
That douche. Like, I don't wish harm on many people, but like, if that guy gets hit by a Vespa and breaks his leg, good riddance. That guy might be the worst thing going in all of sports. And if you don't know him, look him up. Was Zach Hampel? You said
Hampel, yeah, he's notorious for catching home runs both in batting practice and in games.
Go look up that piece of crap.
All right. Well, congrats to that Mariners fan catching consecutive foul balls.
Yeah.
Odds 0.0001%.
Kick ass.
Buddy Heel Talk out of the blue next on the Fan.
A surprise at the NFL Draft.
right. Buddy Hield talk. This won't take long, but I wanted to bring it up. So I was listening to my favorite midday show.
Yes.
Here on The Fan. And the hosts are Danny and Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard them.
I have.
Yeah, we know, Dusty. Thanks. Don't you have your own show? Thank you. Yeah. I'll continue to not listen noon to 3. Get out of here.
Wow.
Yikes.
Fake news. I listen every day.
Fake news.
On my way in. And they were talking about future Portland Trailblazer Zach Edey.
Mm-hmm. All 7'4" of him.
And he is back-to-back National Player of the Year in college basketball.
Yes.
So they were going through the Players of the Year from college basketball and talking about how good or not good they were in the NBA.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, you see where they were going with that?
I do see where they're going with that. I'm guessing just, and I,
well,
off
how
the
far
cuff,
back you want to go?
Oh, I don't know. 20 years? I'm guessing that it is not, it's not great success.
Well, I mean, you have, if you go back 20 years, yeah, you're looking at Adam Morrison, J.J. Redick, Kevin Durant. You may have heard of him.
I have heard of Kevin Durant.
Tyler Hansbrough.
See, I'm thinking it's going to be more like that Luke Garza and Edey and Hansbrough.
Blake Griffin, Evan Turner.
Really? Evan Turner?
Yeah. Jimmer Fredette.
Was Evan Turner
Ohio State.
Ohio State. I was thinking Indiana for some reason. Jimmer Fredette.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
Okay.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green was player of the year, huh?
Yep.
I would have never guessed that. Second round pick.
Then you get to Trey Burke, Victor Oladipo, Dougie McBuckets.
So I'm right in that this is not a great list.
Frank Kaminsky. It just keeps getting worse. Buddy Hield. And as they were going through, Danny was commenting on each of them, making the same point you were. But then he stopped at Buddy Hield and he said, one of the most prolific shooters ever.
Huh?
Yes.
Really?
That's what he said. And
Buddy
I was like, wait. And I waited till they finished the segment. I was in the studio at the time, and I waited till they finished the segment, and I asked him about it. I'm like, am I missing something about Buddy Hield?
Am I missing something about Buddy Hield?
Well, he made the point that Buddy Hield shoots 40% for his career from 3. And that is not, that's good. Anybody over 40% career, that's good.
Yes.
But it also depends on how often you shoot the 3.
Sure.
And he's a volume 3-point shooter.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Right for his entire career. 40 exactly.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't know about most prolific ever, but it's good.
Boy, I would have never guessed. We could have sat here. We could have sat here for 9 hours and been like, what NBA player did Danny say is one of the most prolific 3-point shooters of all time?
Steph Curry.
Before I got to Buddy Hield. I may have quit before I got to, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore.
The thing about that's tough is that, like, Buddy Hield at times has been like a sixth man and a bench rotation player, and like he's not playing like starter minutes sometimes because he's so limited. I mean, Steve Kerr has the greatest 3-point percentage in history, but I don't know if you'd call him a prolific 3-point shooter. He was a bench guy.
Oh,
I think that's what's interesting is what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you if you knew who has the highest 3-point percentage ever for a career, and it is Steve Kerr.
It's Steve Kerr?
45.4%.
Huh.
Yeah, so I don't know how to view that because Buck's right. It's like he was a role guy.
But he was,
but he hit the 3 at a better rate than Steph Curry, anybody. Steve Kerr.
He also took way fewer than Curry, Hield, all these guys.
And his job was to sit there and take open threes when someone kicked him the ball.
Right.
So with it, like if we went back and looked at the all-time percentage leaders, are they? I'm guessing they're more Steve Kerr than Steph Curry.
Well, Curry's 8th. Curry's at 43%. But here I'll give you the top 10.
Yeah.
From 1 to 10.
Because I have a sinking feeling that this is going to be like the NCAA Player of the Year in that it's a fine list, but it's not going to be overwhelming.
Steve Kerr, Hubert Davis.
Really?
Already we're on the right path.
Luke Kennard, Drazen Petrovic.
Point made.
Joe Harris.
Plant my flag in the ground. I was 100% correct.
My close personal friend, Jason Capono.
Oh, my God.
Tim Legler. Seth oh, my God, that's not even Steph. That's Seth. Sorry, Seth Curry's 8th.
Where's Kyle Korver or Craig Hodges when I need him?
Steve Novak and Kyle Korver.
Steve Novak?
Yeah,
Wait,
those are the top 10.
Can I ask
Nash,
the question?
And then Steve Nash and Steph Curry. Steph Curry's 12th.
Steve Novak?
Yeah.
The hell is Steve Novak?
Can we get Travis Diener up in there?
You don't remember sharpshooter Steve Novak?
I don't. Should I?
Marquette?
No, you shouldn't.
Steve Novak.
Maryland? Where did he go?
I think
Was it Marquette?
Marquette.
Interesting.
Yeah, he went to Marquette.
Well, and again, remember, like, if you go back even to, like, the Larry Bird, Jordan, as far as Jordan, like, the 3-point percentages, people didn't shoot the 3-ball. It just wasn't a thing. Like, people did not shoot them, and they didn't shoot them at a ridiculously high clip. It's different. So I'm guessing that a lot of these, it is that there is a line of demarcation in the NBA, and my guess is it's probably around the mid 2000s, like 2005 to 2010. Everything started to change, and all of your 3-point stuff is going to be that moving forward.
Yeah. So I mean, if you look at Buddy Hield, he's 47th all time in percentage from 3, but he shot way more than a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
So you have to bump him up for that. But right next to him at 40% are Ray Allen and Glenn Rice. Ray Allen, I mean,
I'll be damned.
He was prolific.
Ray Allen was. A lot of people think before Steph that Ray Allen was the best shooter of all time.
I bring this up because at first I was like, what the hell is he smoking? And then I'm like, well, is Buddy Hield one of the most prolific 3-point shooters ever? And I still can't answer the question. I don't know.
Based on volume and stats, maybe?
He's averaging about 15 for a career.
How many does he shoot per year?
I'm looking here. How many did he attempt?
Because Danny's point was he's top 10 all time in if you have a, I forget what he used, but whatever line of demarcation on number of threes taken, he's top 10. If you take over a certain amount, he's 40% is top 10.
So I'm looking here. He attempts about, for his career, 7 a game, and he makes 7.6 per game, and he makes 3. So I mean, it's weird. Like, you make 3 a game, and you. Well, this is
maybe he's right.
I'm guessing that as the NBA progresses with this, there'll be more and more of the Buddy Hields, like where you're gonna look back and
guys that
you're like, huh?
Buddy he shot 1,600 threes in 2018-19. This year he only shot 390.
Wow. Okay.
Now,
and I feel like he's always traded. Who's he even play for now?
Now he's with the Sixers.
And he was with the Sacramento Kings for a long time, and
so the Kings made a Hield Halliburton swap that included Sabonis as well.
Yeah.
That trade.
So Sacramento, Indiana, and now Philly. By the way, do you have the Player of the Year list still up?
Yeah, I was going to go through the rest of it.
Well, I was intrigued because it was very underwhelming, and I'm guessing again if you took that and you took it to the beginning, when did they start handing out Player of the Year?
Looks like 1942 with the great Andy Phillips from Illinois.
All right, so I can't comment. Like, get to like the mid 60s,
followed by Dale Hall from Army.
Get to the mid 60s. Get to the UCLA. When did Kareem and Walton? Right. I'll bet if you get to that, I'm guessing. So the last 20 years underwhelming. I'm guessing starting with UCLA. If you go 20 years in the future, I'll bet you that's a really good list.
Well, I will actually start at 1958.
Okay. Because
before that, there were no winners selected. Like there was a break in the 50s. So when they brought the award back, 1958, Oscar Robertson,
okay.
Jerry Lucas, Art Heyman, Gary Brads, Bill Bradley, Walt Hazard,
U.S. Senator Bill Bradley
again, Cazzie Russell, Kareem, Elvin Hayes, Maravich, Austin Carr, Sidney Wicks, Bill Walton, David Thompson, Adrian Dantley, Scott May, and so on and so on.
See, like that's
Larry Bird.
Yeah. like that. See, now you're getting into
Michael Jordan.
It's funny how that list it goes from.
Did you know that Michael Jordan Player of the Year, sophomore year?
Yeah, sophomore year.
Yeah.
But you go from you went from when the people stuck around for 3 years and the Player of the Year was a guy we've all heard of, and to now the Player of the Year is usually a guy that hangs around for 4 years because he's not very good because he can't go play in the NBA.
So after Buddy Hield, Denzel Valentine,
What?
Frank Mason, Jalen Brunson,
Oh, there you go.
Zion Williamson, Luke Garza,
Yeah, I remember him.
Obi Toppin, Luke Garza again, Oscar Schwebe? Who is that? I never even heard
He
of
went
him.
to Kentucky.
Kentucky. And then Zach Edey twice. Those are your college basketball players of the year.
Not quite the Lou Alcindor, Bill Walton, David
definitely,
Thompson run.
Certainly changed.
Yeah.
But the Buddy Hield thing threw me for a loop, and I wanted to bring it up. So we still have no conclusion on what Buddy Hield means to the NBA.
Is Buddy Hield the Adam Dunn of the NBA? Remember we had that debate?
Yeah. Was Adam Dunn good?
Was Adam Dunn good?
And I think he was.
He was good.
And Buddy Hield's good. I mean, yeah, Buddy
so
Hield's
I
good.
mean, is
Yeah, he's good.
Are we dealing with Buddy Hield and Adam Dunn? Are we dealing with the same type of player?
I got to tell you, I really do like cross sport comps.
Yeah, big fan.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
Even though they mean like you can't even really do that.
No.
But let's start. Adam Dunn, Buddy Hield.
I mean, think about it,
Adam
right?
Dunn was greater than Buddy Hield.
Adam Dunn had like a 5-year run where he hit 46, 40, 40, 40, 40, and 100 RBI every year.
Yeah. What are you doing, Buddy Hield? You're not hitting any home runs.
Well, he's out there hitting 40% of his threes.
Yeah. But Dunn, the problem with Adam Dunn is he hit 210. Although nowadays, that's what everybody does.
Well, Buddy Hield doesn't do much other than hit threes.
Yes, but at least he shoots 40%.
Well, Adam Dunn hits home runs.
Yeah. I still think Adam Dunn was better than Buddy Hield. I'll fight you over it.
Does seems like a weird thing to fight about, but all right.
This is the hill I'll die on.
This is the hill you're going to die on. Get you that Adam Dunn jersey.
All right, we got to run. Up next is, oh, God, can you believe that? We are already at In the News. ITN.
Love ITN.
We made it. Flags are flying half-staff today. I wonder if you know why. And does Oregon have the most homeless of any state?
Oh, look at us trying to be number one.
Do we?
We can't be number one.
Here's Buck.
This is a DJ
Adam Dunn, Buddy Hield. Closer than you might think.
I'm going to go Adam Dunn, though. I mean, Adam Dunn played for a long time.
Yeah, he made more money, but only by $8 million.
So Buddy will get him before it's all said and done.
So Adam Dunn made $112 million. Buddy Hield $104 million.
Look, I don't think either one of those guys is sweating it. I think they're doing fine.
It's good to be pretty good.
Yes.
I think that's what we learned there.
In
Good to be
today's
either of
game.
those guys.
Right now, guys, ladies,
People,
everyone,
sisses.
it is May 15, 2024. It's time for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello, thank you.
I like turtles.
Thank you so much. We all do. Love the turtle. Today is Relive Your Past by listening to the first music you ever bought, no matter what it is. No Excuses Day.
Boy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the first thing that I bought with my own money.
I don't know exactly what it is for me,
Yeah, that's tough.
but I think it's roughly Thriller.
Yeah.
1982, I was 7. The tape, Thriller.
Mine might be the Top Gun soundtrack
What year was that?
on tape. I remember going, that was like 85, 86, so around that same time I was 7-ish, 7, 8. Anchorage, Alaska. Top Gun came out. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and I remember us all going down to like Sam Goody.
Yeah.
And
You guys had a Sam Goody?
we had a Sam Goody, and I don't remember if I bought it or if we bought it like as a group. But that's I remember coming home with the Top Gun soundtrack and then going into the danger zone.
Did
Kenny-
you all huddle around the jam box and listen
My
together?
dad had a big stereo set up, a record player and the tape and the whole thing.
2 tapes.
2 tapes, yeah.
Two
I think
tapes.
the one thing that I know for certain that I bought on my own was Metallica's "Injustice for All." I do remember that, but that was a bit older. I was like 10 or 11, and I had to have gotten something before that on my own.
It is also National Senior Fraud Awareness Day, so be aware of people ripping off the olds.
So I should rip off the old.
That's a
or-
national pastime. No, be aware of them being ripped off.
and I feel bad.
It's terrible.
It's awful when the olds. My grandma got taken in that.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It's just
There was an online casino got her. And it was kind of crappy too, because I don't technically think what they did was illegal, but like we had to change her number like multiple times, and they just kept, they were preying on her.
flags are flying half-staff today. Do you know why? Does you know why?
Half flag.
Does you know why?
No, I do not.
Peace Officer Memorial Day.
Oh, like
So there you
cops
go.
that died in the line of duty, like that.
Well, yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait, peace officer. Yeah.
Yeah. Officers of the peace.
Okay. Well, then that's a good
Or of
reason.
peace.
That's a good reason to fly those.
Well, Kotek
Yeah.
ordered the flags at half-staff because of that.
In Portland?
Tina. In Oregon.
Well, we decided to be,
She's in charge of Oregon. Does Oregon have the most homeless of any state, you ask?
No way.
New U.S. News and World Report.
It's got to be California, man.
Well, it is
Sheer numbers
California.
alone.
Yeah, just based on population.
Yeah, there's no way we're number one.
No, it's not even close, actually. It's California with 181,000 homeless.
Yeah.
New York, 103,000 homeless.
Yeah,
So New York's California's kicking some serious ass.
But any if they were to do per capita or percentage
Yes.
of people in the state, then I wonder how much closer those numbers might look.
that number is coming up, young buck.
Because it's got to be California, New
Because
York.
that was my first thought. It was like, well, wait a minute, that doesn't answer any questions.
No. I mean, you go to Los Angeles, like you think we have it bad. Go to San Francisco or Los Angeles. Their homeless areas, it's
Yeah.
like alarming.
So California, 181,000. New York, 103,000. Florida, third at 30,000. That's it. So California, New York, big time.
I'm not certain
Homeless
that I
problems.
would have guessed Florida. Although, if you're going to be homeless,
Well, there's a
weather.
lot of people down there.
yeah, be homeless in Florida.
But per capita, that would seem to be
Would Texas
very
then be up there just
very
from
low.
population
Texas
centers?
is 5th. Washington is 4th.
Oh,
Your state,
We're
where you
4th?
live, yes, 28,000, 36 homeless, and Oregon is 6th on this list. Now,
I'm guessing not a lot of Alaska and North Dakotas.
the better number is Well, it's not per capita I have here, but I have per 10,000 people. Okay? So that's essentially the same idea. Okay. Do you know what number 1 is?
Is it us?
No. Well, when you say us, do you mean Washington or Oregon?
Oregon. I mean,
You're a Washingtonian. We don't claim you.
even though I've lived in Oregon and I've worked in Oregon for 20
You
plus
live
years.
in Washington.
That is true. It is true.
You guys are
us, me,
3,
the
4,
Washingtonians,
5,
then the Oregonians.
You are 7th. Washington is 7th.
Washington 7.
35 people per 10,000 are homeless. Number 1, I will tell you, has 72 and a half peeps are homeless per 10,000.
Per 10,000.
Yeah. And here's what's weird. It's not even a state. Well, it kind of is, but not really.
D.C.?
Washington, D.C. has the worst homeless problem per 10,000 residents.
Can't say I spent a lot of time in D.C. I didn't know that.
And it's by a lot. New York is 2. Vermont is 3rd. A lot of homeless in Vermont.
I would have never guessed. I honestly thought Vermont was going to... I just didn't think the cold weather places... Like, if we're doing the least, I'm betting on Alaska, the Dakotas, Vermont, Minnesota. Like,
Wyoming.
I'm going... Yeah, Wyoming. Like, no one wants to be... How can you be homeless when it's like -6 outside? Freeze.
So Vermont is 3rd and Oregon is 4th. So Oregon barely beats California. Actually, Oregon and California are about the same per 10,000 residents, if that tells you anything.
All right.
We just have fewer people. And then...
So we're not doing great.
Well, it's not great,
No.
Bill. It's not great.
It's not great.
Now, per 10,000, do you want the per 10,000 or just the total number of homeless? Well, I'll give you both.
Yeah.
The worst or the best state is Mississippi for fewest homeless per 10,000.
Get right the hell out of town.
Mississippi.
What?
And Alabama.
No.
Yeah.
Mississippi's like the poorest state in the union. Like they have more welfare cases and like the fraud and all. Mississippi?
They don't have a lot of homeless.
Gosh, you want to talk about an upset?
Everyone's keeping their homes on welfare? I don't know.
I guess. I don't know. That blows my mind.
10 states with the least homeless. This is just the fewest total numbers of people. And it's really shocking that the number 1 state with the fewest homeless people only has 532 homeless peeps.
Boy,
isn't that crazy?
The Mississippi thing blows my whole cold weather thing out of the
Yeah, no, that's not it's not the right line of thinking.
I was betting on the colder the temperature, the least amount of homeless people.
The number 1 state with the fewest homeless people is Wyoming.
Well, see, now I'm back on it. My cold weather thing.
532.
Yeah.
North Dakota, 784. Mississippi, 982.
See,
so there's just not that many in Mississippi.
No, but I got 2 of the 3 are butt-ass cold places where no one wants to be. So, look, what I've determined is this. If you want to solve the homeless problem in Oregon, we got to make it colder. We got to start instituting air conditioning and big ice fans. We'll push them south. Just start a cold front. It's going to be chilly for a while here, but we're going to solve our homeless problem through temperature control.
I like it.
Yeah.
I have Alien Festival news.
Ooh.
We may get to that. Will the real Bob Ferguson please stand up? Have you seen this story? The Bob Ferguson news?
Bob Ferguson.
Big Bob Ferguson news up your way. Again, your state.
My state.
Very nefarious.
What's old Bob up
Very
to?
corrupt. He's your attorney general, by the way.
Bob Ferguson is?
I think so. That story next on The Fan.
This is the Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
Rutschman, high in the air to right field. Springer at the wall. Springer waiting. Goodbye! Walk-off home run. Game over. So that is now 4 home runs in the last 3 games for Adley Rutschman.
Are Baltimore Orioles?
Yeah. is still cheap down there. And that would be a big reason why they have fewer homeless.
So I didn't think about that. Or are they pulling the old just don't test? Hey, what if we just don't count the homeless?
Or it's well, there's that, or they could just send them to us because we have more services.
That's true.
I mean, this,
Yeah, a lot of people do, that's the old, like, the states bus them to other places. I think Hawaii gets them plane tickets, ships them out.
After a weekend of controversy, there will be just one Bob Ferguson appearing on Washington's August primary ballot. Two other Bob Fergusons who filed late Friday have both withdrawn their names from consideration, which leaves the state's current attorney general as the only Bob Ferguson on the ballot in the race to be Washington's governor.
We had multiple Bob Fergusons?
There were 3.
That was a plot line in the new Fargo, and it was ridiculously stupid. Yeah,
That's right, it was.
Yeah, this rich, powerful people didn't. There was a guy running for sheriff, so he got 3 randos, and he paid them money to all change their name to the same name as the sheriff, and then dressed them the same, wore cowboy hats and everything, and then put them up on the debate stage. That's kind of brilliant when you think about it.
Well, it's highly illegal.
Still, you realize it's a felony.
Yeah, you can't do that. And apparently there was a guy by the name of Glenn Morgan, who is a far-right activist, who he represented both guys, both other Bob Fergusons. One was from Yakima, the other one was from Gresham, and he put them both in the race, and the real Bob Ferguson, who's the attorney general, called him out on it, and they both instantly dropped out.
That's illegal. Yeah, I didn't know.
It's highly illegal.
Oh, I didn't know that, but let me just say for the record.
Just in case anyone's not following, they're just trying to confuse you into not voting for the right Bob Ferguson.
The idea is like if Bob Ferguson is running against Joe Smith, right, and you put 3 other Bob Fergusons on the ballot, they can split those. Meanwhile, everyone that wants to vote for Joe Smith,
he wins.
He wins. Look, I think that's a brilliant strategy. Again, highly illegal, but I appreciate the level of shenanigans going on there.
I think it would have been okay if it had come out that if it was really truly their idea, but it came out that this guy paid for their filings and like sought them out, which is election manipulation.
The 2 Bob, that's what's crazy about it. The 2 Bob Fergusons, the fake Bob Fergusons. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're really their name is Bob Ferguson, but they're not running for anything. They had nothing to do with it. This guy just said, "Hey, I need you to run for Washington governor." Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, so if indeed 3 people named Bob Ferguson did want to run and no one put him up to it, right? You could.
Then I don't think there'd be any manipulation there. I think that'd be legit, but that wasn't the case here.
Of course. Although, wouldn't you, if you're one of the 3 Bob Fergusons, wouldn't you change your name? Oh, I mean, not change your name, but change your campaign to.
All right, so follow me.
The real Bob Ferguson.
So follow me on this, right?
Bullet Bob Ferguson.
I'm Robbie Ferguson.
I'm Bob Ferguson, right? And I don't like Bob Ferguson. This Bob Ferguson is an ass.
Yeah. Which one? Which
the real
you said
Bob.
There are 3.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just in general, like I'm taking that out. I'm Bob Ferguson, but I'm the cool Bob Ferguson.
You're the real Bob Ferguson.
No. I'm a Bob Ferguson, but I'm not the Attorney General Bob Ferguson.
Okay.
But I don't like him.
You don't like the Attorney General?
I don't like the Attorney General Bob Ferguson. I think he's an ass.
Okay.
Can I run out of spite? No one's putting me up to it. Why can't I run a campaign? And be like, no,
you can.
I'm the real Bob Ferguson, even though my only purpose is to screw over the real Bob Ferguson.
I think you probably could. But in this instance, that's not what happened.
That's not what happened.
Because the intent here was to confuse voters, not to be better than the other Bob Ferguson.
He hired and paid 2 Bob Fergusons to run.
I love this story so much. I want there to be another Donald Trump and another Joe Biden. China. Isn't it crazy, too, that in a country of 330 million people, we only have 2 choices? 2? In what other world can we, like, is there anything else in our lives where that's our choice, is just 2 things?
There are some worlds where your choice is 1.
Yeah, or you're 0.
Or you're dead.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, you can write in whoever you want for president, I think.
Vote for Bob.
I do like when, like, Putin goes around and, like, they have those voting photos and it's some old Russian lady, and then there's a dude in the back with, like, a machine gun. And you're like, hey, you won 93% of the vote again. Man, congratulations. Killing it out there.
The real Bob is pissed.
Yeah.
He's calling for He's calling them out. He says, I want to be very clear. This is not an attack on me. It's an attack on our election system, attack on our democracy.
Oh, Bob.
Their goal is to mislead voters and split my supporters 3 ways to depress my vote totals and keep me from moving into the top 2 in the general election.
I wish I knew more about Bob Ferguson.
We should condemn these actions. And there's your Bob Ferguson news.
I didn't know I needed Bob Ferguson news.
Oh,
but
you needed it.
I did.
That is in the news for May 15, 2024. The NFL schedule is about to be released, and we're going to dive into it next with the Hot 5 at 5 on The Fan.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with
back. Hope you're having a good little Wednesday. It's Rop and Sook.
Hey, breaking news. We have a Bob Ferguson listening to us right now.
Yeah, and he says he was not contacted.
He's in Camas. He's in Washington. He could have been another Bob Ferguson.
Yeah, Bob the Tattooed Banker.
Yeah.
That's Bob Ferguson.
I love that. Is Bob Ferguson a more common name than like we even knew?
Well, it's pretty common.
Because my dad was a Bob Brown, and we met a lot of Bob Browns. Like, we encountered them all the time. I was like, there was a lot of Robert Browns. Maybe Bob Ferguson is just the name Bob.
You know, another story that popped up on the text line is one of our Salem listeners. I did not know this, but apparently the mayoral race in Salem.
Two names.
The incumbent, his name is Chris Hoy. His opponent, who apparently has radically different views, is named Julie Hoy.
Yeah, double Hoys.
And they're not related.
No, I love it. I need more of this in my elections.
Now, that to me is not that confusing.
No,
but maybe it's because I have half a brain.
Well, if you...
But that's going to confuse a lot of people.
Yes. It is alarming when you think about the reason why people vote for certain candidates. It's never because of anything of any sort of substance for the most part. It's just like, I don't know, I heard this, or I love that one too when someone's like, hey, his policies are destroying the state, or like, name me one policy. Well, just trust me, the policies are bad. I know it. I've heard it. And look at him. He looks suspicious. Or you like Jeff Merkley because he wears cargo pants and like has town halls wearing a hard hat. And you're like, he's a man for the people.
Did you know that the Salem mayor is a unpaid volunteer position?
That sounds terrible.
Did you know that?
No.
Would you want to do that?
No. Like, I know that, like, in La Center, it's the same. A lot of those, like, you would think Salem, though, would be big
Well,
enough.
I was going to say, La Center's different than Salem.
Yeah,
it's the capital of state.
I know. A lot of the small little towns, though, yeah, the mayor, and the city council, it's just people are on it for no reason.
Doesn't that tell you how little a mayor does?
Well, unfortunately, though, in a lot of those places, it isn't about money. It's about control and power. And the wrong people seek it out so that they can then shape minority views to the majority of people. Look at some of the school board stuff.
This is why I was asking if you wanted the gig, because you have long said you would love to be a politician with your hand out.
Yeah, I'm ready for
this
corruption.
could lead to that.
Boy, I got to move to Oregon Stat.
Yeah, move to Salem.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Your office in the capital? I mean, I don't know. I assume it is.
I would think.
I don't know. Maybe it's a work from home position.
Just know that if someone's looking to install some sort of puppet government, I am available. I'm willing to move, and I'm not that expensive, and I can be bought. My morals, very, very loose.
All right, coming up, NFL schedule release day. So we will get to who the Seahawks will be playing.
Win, loss,
we will go through it game by game.
Win.
Basically, every year we go through it. On this day, we are right. We usually nail it.
100%.
Pretty much 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So we will tell you exactly what the Seahawks record will be. Then we have Tom's braids news.
I love that Tom is.
Hey, red panty.
Yeah, he's now griping about the roast.
Is Tom Brady just a beautiful moron at this point? Is he?
Well, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because I actually think he's a pretty smart and thoughtful guy, but man, he's starting to rub me the wrong way.
Yeah,
you're the executive producer of this GOAT show, so you can deal with it.
Pretty stupid at this point. Like, this bothered me immensely.
We have viral video news in the club. And did you see who's on the cover of the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue?
I did.
Well,
can I also say that
Great.
Well, I didn't want to. I'm assuming we're going to.
Yeah, no, you can't spill.
Yeah. Can I?
I did it.
Can I also say that I wasn't aware that Sports Illustrated was still a thing, and because they fired everybody. Like, they had AI writing articles, they fired everybody. I kind of thought Sports Illustrated was done.
Not.
So I did see this, and I was like, oh, that's
not
still a thing.
So those items in the club right now. The hot 5 at 5.
Oh. Hot topics, hot opinions.
Oh, golly, I'm hot today.
And hot air. It's time for the Hot 5 at 5.
That's hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 on Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
No, I mean it. That's very hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 with Isaac and Sue. Brought to you on The Fan by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, the most popular burrito spot in Oregon. Online at victorricos.com. Number 5. Number 5.
Well, our Winterhawks
It's not going
must win tonight to stay alive in the WHL Finals. A heartbreaking overtime loss last night. They're now down 3-0. They are back in Moose Jaw this evening.
Yeah, they lost game 1, 3-2 in a heartbreaker, blown out in game 2, and then they overtime won last night. So, dude, Moose Jaw is really good. Like they've got 4 guys that are first round. I mean, we got a lot of talent too.
Do they have any girls?
They don't have any girls.
Sexists.
But Moose Jaw is, they got some dudes out there. And just 2 of those games have been razor thin, and unfortunately, 2 have gone the wrong way.
They're probably cheating.
Cheating bastards. So I hope that Portland can make a series of this. But it's been hell.
Can you do that? Can you grease your skates? How do you cheat in hockey?
Why would you want to grease your skates?
You overcurve your stick.
You could overcurve the stick. You could have 2 big goalie pads. You could have 2 big goalie sticks.
Pads have to be regulation size.
Yes. You could bribe the officials. You know.
Bribe your opponents.
That'd probably be the easiest way.
Oregon basketball is in the field for the 2025 Maui Invitational. The event returning to Lahaina this year after moving to Honolulu due to those fires. The rest of the bracket next year will include Texas, Baylor, North Carolina State, USC, UNLV, Seton Hall, and host Chaminade.
It's a pretty good little lineup right there.
Good little lineup.
Yeah. Not a bad place to go for a preseason game, too. Take the show on the road. Let's go.
Yeah, man. And that's usually around
around
Thanksgiving.
Sounds like when the old Great Alaska Shootout. So it's usually around then.
Yeah. Thanksgiving in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Heard those tickets are ridiculously hard to get because they make you buy an entire, like it's a really small gym they play in Lahaina, and they make you buy a whole package where you're doing like airfare, the hotel, the whole thing.
Oh, really? Mariners-Royals rubber match matinee today. The M's win it 4-2. They take 2 of 3.
Your first place, Seattle Mariners now, because the Rangers and the rest of the division have decided to suck.
Baltimore's Adley Rutschman with a walk-off home run off of Toronto closer Jordan Romano, lifting the O's to a 3-2 win over the Jays. We have more cheating from the Astros. Pitcher Ronel Blanco has been suspended 10 games for having a foreign substance in his glove.
It's got the sticky stuff. And by the way, they need to cheat a lot better because they also suck.
Yeah, aren't they picking it up, though?
They are 5-5 in their last 10, and they've won 3 in a row.
So a little bit.
17-25, though. The A's have a better record than they do.
The upstart A's.
Number 2.
19-25, you're like,
2 games 5 tonight on the hardwood. We'll start with Celtics Cavs. Donovan Mitchell not playing for Cleveland.
52-58 right now. Boston. I believe that's at the half.
And then later we have Game 5, Dallas, Oklahoma City.
The pivotal Game 5, because in 2-2 series, the winner of Game 5 wins, I believe, 83% of the time.
Tonight on the ice, we have 1 Game 5. It is Dallas leading 3-1 over the Avalanche, and they have just started in Big D.
And let me just state for the record, suck it, Avalanche. I hope you go down and it
Did you see their leading goal scorer in the playoff got sent home and suspended for violating league rules again?
Had a bit of a problem.
Yes, he did.
He had a coke problem?
Yeah, he had a coke problem.
During the playoff? In the playoffs?
Well, he's battled the coke problem for a while.
He was the same guy who in last year's playoffs against the Kraken got sent home because they found like an unconscious overserved woman at his hotel.
Yeah, he's got some issues.
What's his name?
Valeri Nichusin, I think is how you say it. Right, too?
They asked the coach. I don't remember if it was one of his team. I think it was one of his teammates. They asked him about it, and he simply said he's made his decisions. So they're basically saying, go away. Man's got some problems.
It is NFL. It is NFL schedule release day. The big news earlier was that Netflix will exclusively air the 2 Christmas Day games this year. Those games are Baltimore at Houston and Kansas City at Pittsburgh. The Seahawks open with a homer against Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Yeah. Then it's Drake May and the Patriots in week 2.
I don't think it's going to be Drake May. It's probably going to be Brissett.
Week 4 is a Monday night road game in Detroit. Hawks host Jordan Love in Green Bay. Sunday Night Football, December 15th. Thanksgiving games will be Lions-Bears in Detroit, Cowboys-Giants in Dallas, and Packers-Dolphins at Lambeau.
The exception of the Cowboys-Giants. Fun little games there.
And then we have 5 international games this season. Packers-Eagles will open in Brazil, September 6th. 3 games in London. Jets-Vikings on October 6th. Jags-Bears, October 13th, and then Jags-Patriots, October 20th.
Yeah, the Jags will just stay over there because no one wants to go to Jacksonville games anyways.
Well, aren't they, like, supposedly London's team?
Pretty much.
Well, their owner, I think, owns
Yeah.
Fulham FC in London, and then also they want to be that team.
Yes.
Even though London doesn't really care about them.
Well, but neither does Jacksonville, so.
Although I think the Londoners have kind of adopted the Jaguars as their favorite team because of their presence there. So,
and there, there's always some talk that the NFL would like to put a team over there, and if they do, it would be Jacksonville.
their owner is hand up, like we'll be the first to go.
Trust me, if they would let old is it Shad Khan?
Shad Khan, yeah.
Yeah, if they would let him,
Shaka Khan?
he would. Yeah, Shaka Khan's running the Jags. He would do that in a second.
And finally, Munich gets a game November 10th, and it is a stinker. Giants-Panthers.
Yeah. Sorry to all those bros and broettes in Germany.
Jesus.
Let me just state for the record, you're getting Bryce Young and Daniel Jones. We're sorry. But the internet, like just in general, the international crowd, they get that's not the best slate of games.
No.
It's not exactly Chiefs Ravens that we're giving them.
The Hot 5 at 5 is brought to you by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, the most popular burrito spot in Oregon. Order now at victorricos.com. Who has the toughest schedule? And who has the easiest?
Even though we can only go off of last year's records, which mean nothing.
Jason, it means everything. Okay?
Win, loss, win, loss.
Everything. That's next on The Fan.
The Fan merch
Okay, I've got the skeds here. The big news today, if you're just tuning in from the NFL, is that we learned that Netflix will exclusively carry both Christmas games. Yep. So rather than do anything cool like be with your family or open presents or anything on Christmas, you got to flip on Netflix to watch the two games.
Well, in the Pacific game, or the early game, Pacific time, I think is like 10:30.
Yeah, Baltimore. Let's see. Baltimore is playing at Houston, and then Kansas City is playing at Pittsburgh.
Dude, how awesome is it that you wake up, have a cocktail, open some presents or whatever, spend an hour or two with the family, and then go to ignore everybody, plop your ass down, and watch football? I mean, what's more Christmassy than that?
It's the new Thanksgiving.
Look, I think Jesus wants you to watch the NFL while getting day drunk.
Our AAA Heathen and Cooling poll question today on X: does it bother you sports can be all over the streaming map and require more subscriptions and apps? Right now, 72% of you are mad about it. It does bother you. 25% don't really care. 3% love it.
Mm-hmm.
So that you can vote on that. That's on X at 1080 The Fan.
And at least with the NFL, you'll bitch about it, and then you'll find a way to watch the games because it's the NFL, and that's what 25 million people do.
Isn't it a great American pastime to just bitch?
Yeah, someone earlier on the text line pointed out that when you had cable, everyone bitched they wanted a la carte, and now you have a la carte, and now everyone's pissed that it's a la carte, and they want it back in bundles.
Exactly.
So, I don't know what to tell you. It's like the guy in the mountains wants to live on the beach. The guy on the beach is pissed off because he wants to live in the mountains. It's the way it works. We're never happy with anything. Our national pastime is being pissed off.
All right, so I've got the Seahawks schedule, and I've also got the toughest and easiest schedules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got my little handy-dandy yellow notepad here.
Yes.
Or a little Post-it.
Win,
pad.
loss,
Yep.
win, loss,
That's
win.
what I want you to do.
Okay. With the Seahawks? 'Cause
Yes.
it would be a while to go through the entire
We're gonna
NFL.
go. Nope. We're gonna go through every team.
Yeah, we've got an hour and a half left,
Yep.
so buckle
Every
up.
team.
I feel like that is a very Mike Francesa thing to do.
You have a lot of players. I can see them winning this game. I can see them losing this game.
So the Seahawks host Bo Nix and the Broncos week 1.
Win.
Really?
Well, Denver's in a rebuild. They're not very good. And no offense to Bo Nix, but rookie quarterbacks without a ton around them. Seattle's a good team. I think they'll beat Denver.
I saw speculation Bo might not even start right away. That they might let Zach Wilson or somebody like that while Bo gets his feet under him.
Well, I'll tell you what. If Zach Wilson's starting, then yes.
It's 2 wins.
That's exactly. It's an automatic.
At New England.
Again, that's a win. New England is not very good. And
new coach.
Normally, yeah, new coach. And normally when you get the rookie quarterback like Sean Payton, I don't know how much you've consumed of this, but you know, Sean Payton's like, oh my God, watching Bo Nix play. It's almost boring. He's so good. He's like another. I mean, everyone just bloviates over their quarterback, right? We do this with every rookie quarterback. Gerard Mayo came out and I quote, Drake May has a lot, and I mean a lot to work on. By all accounts, Drake May is super raw.
I can't even imagine.
To where, again, a lot of people are like, yeah, he's not winning that job. So I think that's 2-0 for your Seattle Seahawks.
Good little game. Week 3, they host Miami.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins in that.
Okay. Now they're at Detroit. That is a Monday night game.
Monday night game. And
Week
remember,
4.
they went on the road last year and beat Detroit.
Yeah, that's why that's an L.
At Detroit. Yeah,
I've
I would
already
think,
given him an L.
I would think that's an L, but
2-2.
Yeah.
Hosting the Giants.
Win.
Week 5.
Giants suck.
Hosting the Niners. Week
Loss.
6. Ooh, 3-3. At Atlanta.
It's interesting. I don't know what to make of Atlanta. What are we going to get out of Kirkers with the Achilles? It's in Atlanta.
You like that?
That's one
you
of those.
like that?
And then that's a coin flip game.
I'm going to give it to him.
I'll give him.
I'm going to give it to him.
I'm going to say loss.
Oh, loss. Okay.
I'm going to say loss. We're going to lose everything.
Then they host Buffalo, and then they are hosting the Rams.
Loss, win. They'll beat the Rams. Oh, the Rams are pretty good. The Rams were a surprise team last year.
Well,
a lot of youth.
Going into the bye, Big Sook has your Seattle Seahawks 4-5. Okay, now we're at the Niners.
That's tough, but I'll give them a split with the Niners. Why not? I'll say they win that one.
1, 2, 3.
Why not?
Boy, you are hedging. Versus the Cardinals.
Win.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we have the back-to-back road games, the Jets and the Cardinals again.
Aaron Rodgers will be dead from vaccine complications, so they'll beat the Jets. And then, you know what? They're going to go on a run here.
Wow,
they're gonna
8-5.
They're going to beat the Cardinals twice and the Jets.
And then they host Green Bay and Minnesota.
They'll lose to Green Bay, beat Minnesota.
Okay. And
beat the Bears, lose to the Rams.
They're at Chicago.
Going to beat the Bears on the road, lose to the Rams at home.
All right. Well, you've got them 10-7, bro.
10-7.
That's pretty good.
I think, honestly, like...
And we're always right about this, by the way, so take it to the bank.
And in all seriousness, I think that's about what they are. I mean, it's a good team. It's a borderline playoff team. They're not great. They're not terrible.
Is Geno Smith still their quarterback?
Geno Smith is still their quarterback.
I don't love that.
But also Mr. Chicken Tendy, Sam Howell, waiting in the wings, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. My guy.
They were, 9-8 last year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, 9-8. So I got them a game better. I got them at 10-7.
Who has the easiest strength of schedule and who has the roughest? That's next. But first, Buck with SportsCenter.
This is a DGA championship.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
And the LA Times put out a story that says, we finally know how much it cost USC to hire Lincoln Riley as its coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they're a private school. They don't release their contracts.
USC spent almost $20 million in 2022 on Lincoln Riley, according to federal tax forms obtained by the LA Times.
Buyouts.
Of that total, Riley was paid $10 million in salary and benefits.
Yeah. Well, that was about what Mario, because remember, Mario Cristobal was like 20-something mil, and because they paid the buyout. So they gave the money to Mario, which is probably the same thing that they did. They gave it to Lincoln Riley, and then Lincoln Riley had to pay off Oklahoma.
Yeah, kind of interesting. All right, back to hot scheduling talk. We have the toughest schedule and the easiest schedule in the NFL this year.
And schedules make a big deal, by the way. Like, you know, it doesn't matter for the Kansas Cities of the world, but when you're talking about borderline playoff teams, see the Seahawks, dude, scheduling is huge for you.
Well, I heard an interview with Stephen Jones of Dallas Cowboys fame. He is Jerry Jones' son. And they asked him, when you first see the schedule, what do you look for? And he said two things. He said, I look for any spots in the schedule where we have 3 straight road games because that's really tough.
Sure.
And then he said, I look for late in the season cold weather games.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah, well, if you're on the road in Green Bay, on the road in Chicago, places like that, absolutely, that makes a huge difference. And then you take a team like Houston, for example, Detroit, who, you know, as surprise teams, and you look, and a lot of times if you play a last place schedule and you have a nice year, it's flipped on its ear now, and now you got to play a first place schedule or second place schedule, and depending on what division crossovers you get, I mean, that can be a 2 to 3 game swing, and in the NFL, that's the difference between making the playoffs and sitting at home.
So the toughest schedule, and this is notably done by a guy at NFL.com who is throwing his thoughts on how these teams will perform, but also looking at the teams from last year and strength of schedule and the whole thing.
Sure.
He does the whole thing.
Yeah, Warren Sharp of Sharp Football, he does this too. He looks at like the win totals, Vegas lines, all that stuff, and he puts together his top 5
and
easiest,
travel and rest
that.
and bye week and
we'll
turn
see,
around.
We'll see if Sharp lines up with your guy.
So this guy here has Pittsburgh with the toughest schedule in the NFL.
It would
the Steelers.
It is agreed upon here. They got Pittsburgh and New England, Cleveland, Baltimore, and Minnesota as the top 5 toughest schedules.
Baltimore, Minnesota, agreed here, but they have this dude has Buffalo number 2.
Oh, okay.
Tough little tough.
Take a look and see what the
tough little sked
the Bills have going on.
And then the
well, and remember too, their conference or their division schedule too. Like Miami's no gimme. I mean, I guess New England is a bit of a patsy, but people are assuming that the Jets are going to be a rebound, and that's when you play in a tough division. Yeah, I'm looking here what the Bills got. The Bills have Cardinals, Dolphins, Jags, Ravens, Texans, Jets, Tennessee, Seattle, Miami, Indy, KC, San Fran, Rams, Lions, Pats, Jets, Pats. That's just off the top of my head. That doesn't look brutal because your crossover games, right? You're getting the Cardinals, which Titans doesn't scare you. In division, you get the Patriots twice. They suck. I mean, I guess you do get the Lions, Rams, and Niners. That's not fun. And then the Chiefs, Indy could be a toss-up game. I could see that.
Let me read you Pittsburgh's last 8 games in a row.
Is it murderer's row here?
So they have a bye week 9. Week 10, they're at Washington. Here are their last 8 games. They host Baltimore. Then they're at Cleveland. Then they're at Cincinnati. Then they host Cleveland. They're at Philadelphia. At Baltimore. Host Kansas City. Host Cincinnati.
Ouch.
Dude.
Yeah, that's without question.
That's brutal.
That is just awful.
That's the Steelers.
That's an absolute killer.
Easiest schedule, according to the same sort of
metrics.
Yeah, I mean, not really metrics. They're just guys spitballing for
Sure.
content. But Atlanta.
Yep, same thing here.
Your Dirty Birds.
They got the Falcons. And you throw Kirk Cousins into that mix, and you have a very, very winnable division.
You like that? You like that?
If Cousins is healthy, dude, Atlanta easily could win that division. Absolutely.
Got the Chargers number 2.
I think he has the Charge. I think Sharp has, because he's got Atlanta, the Chargers, Bears, Jets, Saints as his top 5 easiest.
Ooh, Bears.
Yep. Well, and again, what is the Bears over/under win total?
No idea.
Because that's a sneaky one. If that is a low win total, I think they could be the Houston Texans this year, a team that really surprises some people. I think Caleb Williams, despite all the hate that people are trying to throw at him, Caleb Williams is a massive upgrade at quarterback. And they won 7 games, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7 games with Justin Fields.
8.5 is your number, juice to the over.
I think I'm going to take the over. I think that's a 9-win team. Again, 7 with Justin Fields. It's an improved team, improved quarterback play. I think that's a 9-win team. I think Chicago is going to surprise some people.
Of course, there's always the list of the miles that each NFL team will travel.
Yeah.
Seahawks usually number 1. They are actually number 3 this year.
Jags
because
maybe?
They host Miami. Miami is 2. Chargers number 1.
Yeah, it's always a West Coast team. I was thinking maybe Jacksonville because they have to fly to. I guess they stay over in London though, right? They don't go back.
Right.
Yeah. I was actually trying to pull up.
I always think the time zone thing is interesting. I saw that the Texans only play in 8 different time zones throughout the entire year. Well, whereas some teams will do upper teens, 18, 16, something like that.
Advantage Texans.
Possibly.
Yeah, I'm looking here at the Falcon schedule. Again, division helps because that division kind of stinks. But it doesn't start off super easy. They got the Dolphins, Ravens, and then Jacksonville. And I think Jacksonville is never mind. It's preseason. Apologize. Week 1, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Kansas City. So not necessarily the easiest start, but then you get the Saints, Bucks, Panthers. Again, that division. And you get the Seahawks, Bucks, Cowboys, Saints, Broncos, Chargers, Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Commanders, Panthers. Just take the over right now on Atlanta's win total. If Cousins is healthy,
really,
that's an 11-win team.
I kind of like that Thursday night Packers-Dolphins Thanksgiving game.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's at Lambeau.
Well, Green Bay, if we're taking young teams that you're bullish on, and again, there's something to be proven here by both quarterbacks, but I think the 2 teams that I think have a chance to be really, really good for the next 4 to 5 years that have seemingly found their franchise quarterbacks, that have drafted well and just a bevy of young talent, and again, cheap quarterbacks so they can fill out these rosters. Dude, Green Bay and Houston are going to be a problem for people for years to come if Love and Stroud don't take big steps back. Love last year was rocky, but the last 7 weeks of the season, Jordan Love was as good as any quarterback in the NFL. They won a playoff game, and let's be honest, they outplayed the Niners for 3.5 quarters. And then Love kind of had a meltdown there, and it kind of went south. But dude, if you're a Packers fan, you are licking your chops. And I swear, if Jordan Love turns out to be what some people think he is, then the Packers should just, whatever they're doing at quarterback, just go study that. Because you should not be allowed to go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers and then supposedly make a seamless transition to another franchise quarterback. That's not the way this works.
Finally, a few games to keep an eye on or maybe circle. I don't know. Do you have a big hot NFL schedule calendar in your house? You can circle games?
No, I do not.
Well, if you did, you would want to circle these. Some of the better games on the slate. Baltimore is playing at the Chargers, at our Chargers, Week 12. That should be fun.
By the way, does anyone know if the Chargers are going to be good? Like we
Block,
make these
cocked, ready to rock.
We make these big assumptions because
good coach, good quarterback.
Yeah, but the quarterback hasn't done anything. They ripped apart their offense. Their defense sucked last year. It was terrible. You have a new coach implementing his new scheme. I don't know, man. I just think there's this blanket like, oh yeah, Jim Harbaugh in the Chargers. I'm gonna need to see that.
To drink their haterade and eat their hater tots.
I just need to see it before I buy in.
How those tater tots tasting? I mean, hater tots.
Happy to be coaching guys.
I love too that if you have this is the Deion Sanders douche model. If you have a question about a team,
that's right.
Then, do you believe now? It's like, what do we
You're
just,
either with us or you're against us.
No,
Do you believe?
that stuff drives me crazy.
I read through that bull junk you wrote.
There is not one thing that you can look at with the Chargers and say that that's a contending team right now. You just can't. They have been underperforming. They've been beat up. They've been hurt. And the roster did not get immensely better. It did not. In fact, you can make the argument of the skill position. It got much worse.
Well, the point there is that you've got the Harbaugh brothers
Yes.
coaching against one another, which is kind of fun.
That is fun when John beats him and Jim goes over and throws something at him.
Lions at Cowboys, week 6 could be good. We have Jets, Niners, week 1
Yeah, I'm fine
in
with-
San Francisco.
And hopefully by then, Aaron Rodgers isn't completely washed up.
That's
Although,
a Monday nighter.
Again, not hate on anyone, but would I be the only one? And I know this is mean and cruel.
Oh, no. You want him to go down?
Would I be the only one that would laugh just a little bit? Just a scooch if he popped something like the second snap in that Niners
I
game.
saw a Twitter person today say Aaron Rodgers' other Achilles has a chance to do the funniest thing ever.
I'm sorry. You wouldn't laugh just a little bit? You would.
I think I would at
You
first,
would.
and then I would be like, oh, man, that is so brutal. Hang it up.
Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Wait.
Well, I tried listening to his. He went on for like 2 hours. He was on with Tucker the other day, and
Now, why would you tune into that?
Well, I didn't. I was on Twitter, and there were clips going around of it. And I hate when you take a 20-second clip because I'm a big context guy. Because the clip made him sound like a complete raving idiot, and I was like, well, you can take something isolated. So I was like, no, I would actually like to listen to more of that. So the interview was right below it, and I fast forwarded to that part, and I listened to the full context of the quote. And it was just as bad as the clip was. And then I jumped around because it was like a 2-hour interview. So I jumped around 3 or 4 different times and listened to 5 to 10 minutes of each one of those. And after about, again, 3 of those, I was like, I can't do this. He is such an insufferable boob. And I can't. And which is why I don't wish him any harm. He's a hell of a player. The league is better with him in it. The Jets are an interesting story if he's healthy. But if he went down with the other Achilles on the first snap, there's part of me, an evil part, I would chuckle.
Yeah, just because you don't like him. Well, were you here when we did the whole thing of the weird crap that he thinks?
Yes.
Yeah, because he went on a podcast and some guy, I think it was like Bleacher Report or something, broke it all down.
Yeah.
And it's way worse. He is way worse than you think.
Yep.
He is in terms of, if you missed that segment.
And
he thinks some wild, dude, he is down many, many, many rabbit holes.
Yeah. And and when I was listening to that interview with him just the other day, the best way to put it, the amount of like smugness he has for the unwashed masses, it's off-putting.
Yeah, but you know what? I need him in my NFL.
I understand.
He is an awesome quarterback, and the Jets are so bad without him. It's just like, dude, I can't do another. And I know they got rid of Zach Wilson, but who they bring in? Like,
and they weren't even that bad without him. They were like 7-10 without him or something.
Yeah, but they were so hard to watch. Like
they were, but like the rest of the parts are there.
I want him playing.
Look, all I know is if he is healthy, the Jets are going to be good.
And then you have the Lions at the Niners, week 17. That could be fun. Baltimore at Kansas City. That's the kickoff game on Thursday night in week 1. And then the number 1 game of the season, according to, internet, Chiefs at Niners, week 7.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've already placed my first 3 bets of the year.
And there's hot scheduling talk. Who'd you bet?
3 bets. All in. A little something I like to call preseason week 1.
Oh, Ravens to win.
Ravens, Philly. Preseason week 2, Ravens, Falcons. Preseason week 3, Green Bay. Yeah, load it up right now.
So
1, 2, 3.
He's still not.
Nah, they lost last year. They
did.
But it's still 1 loss in like 5 or 6 preseasons. So
the
just
idea,
keep betting it.
the idea there is John Harbaugh.
Yes, cares.
He cares. He will win the preseason games.
Thinks winning those games matters to the culture of his team, even if it's not his top.
I got on this a couple years ago, and I believe now I want to say I'm 8-1 in my 9 preseason bets, and let me just tell you, I'm loading up again. Broncos country, let's ride. I guess it's the Ravens flock, let's fly, let's go, baby. Preseason football. Let's be great. Let's be great. Let's be great.
All right, Tom Brady has spoken out now about the roast.
Let's be great, baby. Let's be great. Let's be great.
And he's not happy.
How did he not?
He's already bitching. That's next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Oregon athletics, brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Yeah, I was going to go into this a little bit more tomorrow, but 24/7 Sports just put Oregon #1 on their list of best facilities in college football.
Not too
#1.
#1 in the world.
Ahead of Bama, Georgia, A&M, and LSU, or Clemson and LSU, I believe.
Well, look, their facilities. These rankings are arbitrary, but I'll tell you what, their facilities don't take a backseat to anyone. They have built a freaking palace down there. That place is ridiculous. And like the attention to detail, like their seats are Ferrari seats. They have Ferrari leather on like their club chairs.
I like that.
Yeah,
You like that?
You like that?
Mods PDX, the future of building, is here.
You like that? You like that?
It's back, and it's sure to sell out fast. Autotown G.
Farms Golf Club.
On 1080 The Fan.
All right, last little bit here is that the headline today was that Tom Brady, he of Netflix roast fame,
who was the executive producer of said roast,
he regrets the roast and its impact on his children
and his ex-wife. He didn't like that she was catching all those strays too.
Well, he specifically said his kids.
His
He never mentioned Giselle, but of course, I'm sure she blew up his phone.
Well, there were reports that she was not happy.
That
about
she
it
was
as well.
very unhappy, and that behind the scenes he had apologized to her, and she's the one that brought up, like, these are all reports to the camp. And then he came out and admitted the kids thing. He doesn't talk about Giselle, but that was the report. Was she called and was super pissed and was saying that the kids were hearing it about her, and so Tom now regrets the impact on his family. What did you think, Tom?
Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This is how this goes.
Were you not aware of there's like 1,000 of those roasts? Did you only think they were going to roast you? And I guess also the bit where Jeff Ross talked about Bob Kraft getting Asian handies. Like, that was a legit thing. When Tom stood up and told them to knock that S off, they're saying that was real. That Tom did not think they were going to make fun of Robert Kraft. Really, Tom? Jeez, how beautiful and dumb are you?
They actually only did the one time.
Yeah, and I think it spread around after that. I think everyone realized
that was the only Kraft joke.
Yeah, well, I saw an interview with Nikki Glazer, and she said that there weren't any real instructions on what to do, but they said that after that, everyone kind of was like, "Oh, okay, like, we don't do the Kraft stuff." But boy, they leaned into the Giselle effing her jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah.
They leaned
why
into,
would they? It's a roast. It's a roast.
Yeah, I
God.
think the best one they had on that front was that Tom got suspended for draining balls, but that's what Giselle's doing with the jiu-jitsu instructor now. So
my favorite one was, "It's got to be tough knowing that your ex-wife's new boyfriend can kick your ass while ain't hers."
Yeah, that was Nikki Glazer. So he said, and by the way, it should be pointed out that, and we said this when we went through the audio after it happened, but Brady was the executive producer on that. He got a lot of choice as to who was there.
He got to make the rules.
Yeah, and so, the bottom line is he made a lot of money off of it.
Yes,
and he knew what he was doing. He knew that was good for him. So he said, "I loved when the jokes were about me." He was appearing on the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and Channing Crowder. He said, "I thought they were so fun. I didn't like the way it affected my kids. So that's the hardest part about it. Like the bittersweet aspect of when you do something that you think is one way, and then all of a sudden you realize I wouldn't do that again because of the way it affected actually the people I care about most in the world. It makes you in some ways a better parent going through it because, again, sometimes you are naive, you don't know, or you get a little like OS."
It just blows my mind that you went.
He's surprised.
You had some of the most savage comics out there and all your teammates, and you're like, this can't possibly go wrong. Really, Tom? Like, your kids who are probably all teenagers now, none of those are going to see those things? Come on, Tom.
Yeah, I've always liked him only because, I mean, all the winning and cheating.
Yeah.
Aside, I just think he's a pretty good dude and is thoughtful. I think he's also, for my liking, he's a little too buttoned up.
Sure, but since he went down to Tampa, we've gotten more of we got
he's
drunk.
let his hair down.
Yeah, we got drunk.
Well, he did the roast.
He did the roast.
I mean, the roast was amazing because the Patriots have so much fodder to chew on.
Yeah,
like that is like if you want to talk about the ultimate sports entity to roast, it's the Patriots dynasty.
Yeah.
It really is.
And they did.
They covered all of it.
Yeah.
Complete with Drew Bledsoe and all of it.
I actually thought Drew Bledsoe did
He was great.
He was great.
Yeah, he was great. But I just feel like Brady, I mean, it's just, this surprises me that he's surprised. I mean, unless he's just full of crap.
Yeah, and he has to.
Because he's a smart guy. Come on, dude.
You had to expect some degree of this.
Your kids, you should have. I mean, how did he not sit his kids down and say, "Listen, these are just jokes.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. They're going to take some shots at mommy." And by the way, the kids were, Nikki Glazer said, the only thing they agreed on was that they would not take any, they would not bring his kids in.
And they did not.
There was never any talk of his kids. I thought for sure they were going to talk about him open mouth kissing his son, but
Yeah,
they didn't do any kid jokes.
Well, yeah, that was a no-no.
Anyway, I'm just, come on, Tom. Come on.
Wait, Aaron Hernandez was out there catching strays too.
Come on, man.
Some of those were.
Oh yeah, and
wow.
his ex was upset.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
And she has a right to be, but at the same time, again, it's a roast.
That, and let's also point out that he's a multi-murderer, so
right.
you know.
So no one really feels bad for her.
No, it's tough. It's tough when you're the ex and you're like, show him some respect. Yeah, he murdered people, so maybe not. Yeah, the Aaron Hernandez ones, when they went there, that was the first time when I was watching that, I was like, whoa. They went down the Aaron Hernandez road, did they? And went there multiple times. And then Gronk just, boy, that was the most Gronk one ever.
He was the low-hanging fruit.
Oh, he was just drunk up there and just stumbling around, making a bunch of weird homophobic jokes.
All right. Coming up next, we have to move on to the club.
Do we have to talk about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue?
Yeah.
Can I ask, who is this for? Like,
you can ask.
Like, what are we doing?
Well, we're looking at hots and bathing suits, man.
No, we're not. Who is the swimsuit issue for now?
Who is on the cover of the new Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue? That will tell you all you need to know. Next on the Fan.
Hi, it's Isaac Ropp. Another rough golfing winter is mostly in the books, guys. And if you play year-round like me, now you've surely been out to Langdon Farms, the best winter golf course in the area. But as conditions improve, they're inviting all you bros who are dusting off the clubs. Langdon Farms has kept the course tight, always ahead of the curve, and they're ready for you. Let's crank up a new year of golf. No better place than where I play, Langdon Farms. Top-notch in all areas. Download their app or go to langdonfarms.com. Langdon Farms.
is tatted, and it's in tribute to Anthony Davis. Now, Deshaun Watson just got his entire back tattooed, and he put his girlfriend's giant, like every inch of his back, and he's got all kinds of stuff. He has a blank Super Bowl ring. He's got his mom's face on there, and he's got his girlfriend's giant face tattooed on there, which is also a bold move considering the fact that you got busted getting handies from like 26 other women. And you decided to put your girlfriend's giant head on your back.
Dude, he also has these weird little alien figure dolls on there. What are
Isn't
those?
that creepy?
What are those?
I don't know.
Right under where it says "More Glory."
Yeah, it looks like voodoo alien dolls.
He's got the NFL shield. He's a company man.
Yeah. And I think he's got his championship ring from college, and then he's got a Super Bowl ring, but it's blank so that he can fill it in when he wins a Super Bowl.
That's a lot of stuff there.
Right? I mean, that is a...
And the one woman on the left is his girlfriend?
That's his girlfriend.
And how about the woman on the right?
I think that's his mom.
Okay.
And then down below, I think that's Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
In a top hat.
It's got Martin Luther King in a top hat, which I don't know why, but...
I don't know why.
I don't know. But I just thought it's a bold move going with the girlfriend, not the wife, when you are known to have a bit of a habit. So...
Why does it say "More Glory Hole"?
More glory. I'm guessing that's glory to God. You know, that's the other one I love.
That's an impressive tattoo, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, group of tattoos.
Group of tattoos. Well, I guess that's one. I mean, and I guess that's the street where he grew up. Yeah, that thing is. It's just crazy when you see those. Like, and then, I don't know. Like, I'm fascinated by giant back pieces and what people choose to throw on there. And I recently seen Anthony Davis's, and then Deshaun Watson's popped across.
Also interesting to note that he has a couple of arm tats, but nothing on the front of his body.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite strange.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
You going to go with the back tattoo?
He's now added some stuff on his legs, but for the longest time, Kevin Durant looked like he was totally tattooless, but if you took off his basketball jersey, he's covered all over his torso.
Yeah. Durant had nothing on his arms and legs, but his his chest and back he's like he was wearing a tank top of tattoos. I would love to see you just go full go with a giant back piece.
And that's it.
That's it.
Nothing else.
Just a back piece.
Isn't that what Affleck did? There's that picture of him at the beach.
Yeah, he didn't have any tattoos.
Weird dragon
and then he
thing
got
or
a big
something?
phoenix.
Yeah, there you go.
That covers every inch of his back. It's huge. Just a giant phoenix.
Oh, yeah. That's really bad.
It's certainly something.
Very colorful.
Yeah. Check out Anthony Davis's tribute to himself.
No, I'm looking at Ben Affleck here. By the way, he was bad on the roast.
He was terrible. He was the worst one.
What was his deal?
I don't know.
People said they thought he was kind of messed up.
I think he was drunk.
Housed.
Yeah.
He was angry.
I would assume. He didn't know. Yeah, well, and that was like Gronk. Gronk was all pissed, too. He had no idea what was going on. He was just hammered. I don't know why the back tattoo fascinates me so much, but it does.
Well, the woman on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Maybe this could be your first back tattoo. You
She
could get
does-
this cover.
She does not have a back tattoo because she's classy.
She did say that she's bringing classy cleavage.
Well, she's wearing one pieces.
Well, I think we can all be grateful that she's wearing a one piece.
She's also 69 years old.
69.
Nice.
Set the airbrush to full power.
I'm talking about Gayle King, who is, and you may be going, wait, who's Gayle King?
Yeah.
That's Oprah's friend, Gayle
Oprah's
King.
best friend.
On CBS Morning Show.
Yeah.
Gayle King, 69 years, and she's on the cover of the SI swimsuit issue. Now, they revealed the cover on her show.
Yeah.
And she said she had no idea. They surprised her with that. She said she knew she was going to be in it. Obviously, she took some photos, but she didn't think that she would be on the cover. And she also said that she wanted 0 touch-ups.
Oh,
0.
Shut up.
And she said she had a cheeseburger the day before the photo shoot.
Oh, God.
So suck on that.
Can it?
You can it.
Look at that cover photo.
Hot.
That thing looks so fake.
She's hot.
That thing is so
I would say this. She does look pretty good for 69.
She looks great for 69.
Gayle King.
But can I also ask, what are we doing? Who is that?
Well,
who is that cover for? Like what?
Well, you know what it is. I hate to say this, but this is true. Do you know what it is?
What?
You know this too.
What? Were we being
It's
inclusive?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
What?
She's older.
Yeah.
She's African American.
Yes.
And she's a little plump.
Yes. I don't. But
it's so that everyone will get off their back, because once you go inside the magazine, there's Livy Dunn, and that's what we all want.
It makes no sense to me.
So why not put Livy on the cover and let Gail have her spread on page 47?
Critics, man.
I've never understood this.
Critics.
Like, and I get, we're like, oh, it's a bunch of sexist pigs. Well, no, because you could, if you had a men's health magazine and you put Kevin James or Bert Kreischer on the cover, we would kill him. You don't do that. You put Jack Reacher, you put that Alan Richmond guy or whatever on there. But like when it comes to it's the swimsuit issue. Like the whole point of the swimsuit issue, same the Victoria's Secret or Hooters or any of those things, the whole point is you're celebrating models. Like the whole point is you're trying to sell magazine to men and be like, look at the hots. And now we've gone to this weird thing where it's like, well, we can't have too many hots. We have to throw in a couple non-hots.
That's right.
So that people won't be mad at us.
Yes,
we have to prove that we think everyone is hot.
They don't want the backlash.
What are we doing?
We're going woke, baby.
That's what we're doing.
Boy, it is.
And Livy's in there, and then so is Brit.
Yeah, she looks good.
Not Britney Spears, Brit Mahomes.
Yeah, if you want to see Britney Spears, she's naked on her Instagram like every day. Like you want to talk about a mental health crisis. Look at what Britney Spears has going on. It's a whole thing. Yeah, Britney Mahomes looks great. She had because she was taking a bunch of flack. People were saying that she was ugly. And then she went and got some work done and got in really good shape. And now these are the FU photos. See, and that kind of makes sense.
I respect it.
Yes.
And I think that's bullshit that people were saying that to her. But that's internet for you, right?
Yeah.
Well, and I believe she was a college soccer player, and then she was like a fitness gal, like as her career while Patrick was making his way up, and obviously became a mom. But
look, man, she gets the last laugh. She is gorgeous.
Yeah, she looks great. Little nip, little tuck, maybe a nose job.
Definitely a nose job. Like you can tell she's had work done, but it's a giant FU to all you.
Absolutely.
All you couch potatoes sitting there calling her ugly.
Dude, there's one of her
and eat their hater tots.
That's right. Who's laughing now?
There's one of her in a cowboy hat. Holy jeez.
Yeah.
Dude, that gal
It almost doesn't even look like her. Like
No.
if you showed me that photo,
Yeah.
I don't know. It might take me a while to guess it's Brit.
No, monster comeback. And good for her.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Because she may be annoying.
Because a lot of people that would have bothered to the point where they may have gone the other way or to just, cause more problems. She just said, nope, F you. I'm going to come back super hot.
Yeah.
You little bitches. Check this out. I bet you want to see me naked. Well, guess what? You're not going to. You freaking bitch. So Pat will, though.
And now we've got... So we can't put Brit on the cover, but we can put Gail King.
Well, Livy Dunn is in it, and I think she was on the cover last year.
Livy
Am I
Dunn?
wrong? Yeah.
I don't think Livy Dunn was on the cover.
She was in it last year.
She was in it. Oh, no. So
I think she was.
All right, so this is... last year they had multiple covers.
Oh.
And no, but they did have Martha Stewart.
It wasn't Livy. Yeah, see, Martha.
And again,
this is their bit.
Allow me to ask the question, what are we doing?
Everyone's hot, Jason. Good. Everyone's hot.
I love the olds. I have an entire list of old ladies I'd like to party with, but really?
Is she on it? Because she should be. Did you see her at the Kentucky Derby?
No.
Martha looks good.
Yeah.
And she's even older than Gail King, I think.
Let's look at Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is, she's 82. And again, let me state for the record, at 82, Martha, let's break a hip, baby. We'll party. But at the same time, we don't need her on the cover of Sports Illustrated. It's just, I don't know. This whole thing is fascinating to me.
Did somebody say Kate Upton's back? Is she in that?
Someone said that she is back.
I haven't seen her forever.
I also thought I read that Brooks Koepka's girl, Jenna Sims, is in it.
Yeah, Kate Upton's on. So they're doing a bunch of covers now. The last couple of years, they've done multiple covers.
I think that's their thing now. They roll out multiple so they can say that a lot of people are on the cover.
So Kate Upton's on the cover, Chrissy Teigen's on the cover, Gail King, and then two models that I've never heard of.
Is Upton still with Verlander?
Yeah.
They're still together?
Yeah, she kind of went away after all those photos leaked.
Yeah.
Not that I looked at.
I saw those.
Not me.
They were disgusting.
That's why I didn't look. I was offended.
Caught some Verlander ween in there.
Oh, did we ever?
Oh, good times. So why would I look at the Sports Illustrated issue when I have the internet? Well, it's a valid point.
Well, I don't know. It's one of their things. They're still rolling it out there.
And they're rolling out Gail King.
Well, the other thing, too, is like all the pictures are on the internet.
Yeah, I don't need the magazine.
Maybe that's what he's saying, but
I got it right here. I still can't get over this photo of Gail King where she says, I didn't want any touch-ups. The one of her, the actual cover of her leaning against a brick wall, that thing looks so fake and doctored. It's so unnatural. And she's
sexist pig.
I don't want any touch-ups. Okay, Gail, stop it.
We have viral video news, and the Golden Bachelorette is coming.
Oh.
You ready for the MILF?
We love the
or
olds.
The GILF?
That'd be the GILF. We love the olds, man.
So that's coming up 6:23 on the Fan. Hey, sticking around here for Window Nation. You've been telling you that May is a good month to get windows if you need them for your home, because right now at the ABC there. You remember the Golden Bachelor went so well?
Yeah, I can't say that I ever saw that, but I was aware of. I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched an episode of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, but I'm aware of the show.
My wife dabbles in this, and I'd like to go on the record as saying when this Golden Bachelor came out, I named him the Golden Hornball because I thought he was just there to get it on with a bunch of MILFs. And my wife thought it was totally off base and that he was there for love. And you know what? He's already not with the person he ended up with less than 3 months after the show, so I was right.
Yeah, wasn't there a lot of controversy about that guy? I think he ended up marrying. He proposed to one of them.
Yeah, but they were only married for like 90 days.
They got a divorce 2 months later.
Yeah.
I would assume.
I thought there was like some controversy with the guy. Wasn't he like a crook or something? Or
maybe, I don't know.
Something came out.
I'll look it up. I thought I remember seeing something about it. It might have just been that he got divorced so early. But I assume that everyone on that show gets divorced.
From the Hollywood Reporter, the Golden Bachelor's not so golden past. I'll dig in and let you know.
Yeah, I just assume that everyone on those shows, like, I don't want to be that judgmental, but if you go on that show, either you're just a fame whore, or aren't you just kind of a whore, one of the male or female? I mean, seriously. Like, who is sitting around their life and be like, you know what, I really want to find someone. I'm really serious about finding my forever partner. I know what I want to do. I want to go on reality TV. Like, seriously?
Look this up for you here. It says that though most of the engagements on The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and Bachelor in Paradise don't last.
Shocker.
There are currently 27 Bachelor Nation couples.
Really?
Some married, some engaged, some still dating, who met on a Bachelor series or through the extended network of fellow contestants.
Okay, so so that's...
Yeah, that's a little...
That's a little
That's
vague.
kind of
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
wormy there at the end.
A little bit.
I would like to know how many of them met on a show and are still together.
I can't believe many. Again,
I mean, here's a list.
I got a buddy of mine who...
oh my God, Trista and Ryan Sutter are still together.
They
were like the first ones.
They were like the very first ones. He was like the firefighter, right? I think he like played in the NFL briefly.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a heat dancer.
Something like that. Yeah, I remember those two.
Yeah, they're still together, dude.
I have a buddy of mine whose friend was on the 90 Day Fiance, like one of the very first ones, and they're still married.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been like 15 plus years. But I was talking to him once. This was many years ago. But even he said, like, it's completely changed. He said when they did it, like the producers reached out, like somehow through friends, they were like, hey, you should talk to these people. They were already dating. He said the people that do it now, they basically do it for the show. And so he said,
it's harder to get.
It's harder to get authentic people now.
Yeah.
Because all these people that want to do it, the same thing with the Survivor or anything else, the people that get on these shows, they do it because they want to be famous. They're trying to be reality stars. Whereas I think back in the day, people did it like you just found people that was their life.
Well, now that's always a storyline, too, because I catch bits and pieces while my wife's watching it. And you get the girls that, like, run around and go behind another girl's back and, like, he's here for the wrong reasons, or she's here for the wrong reasons. It's like, oh, you mean to be famous, not find love? Yeah, they're all here for that reason.
Yeah.
By the way, Jordan Rogers, Aaron's brother, he was on there. He was the Bachelor. He met a girl named JoJo. They are still together.
Really?
Yes.
Because I remember Jesse Palmer was the Bachelor, right?
Yep.
Now he's the host.
Was he the host?
He's the host now after they kicked the other guy to the curb.
Chris Harrison got canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for being creepy.
It was his cancellation was kind of weird and ambiguous. Like it wasn't as bombastic as like some of the Me Too stuff we heard or whatever.
I thought didn't he say something about the gays or...
He might have.
I think he said something homophobic or... God, I don't remember. Same thing.
I'm gay.
I remember there being some sort of controversy. But yeah, it's all the same crap. Again, the only reason to go on that show is to try to be famous. And you can parlay that into you're doing the Family Feud or you're hosting your own whatever. It's all people trying to be famous.
Harrison was criticized for defending a contestant accused of racism.
Ah, that's what it was. I think it was a gal, if I remember correctly. She got caught either doing some blackface or having like a southern...
She had like a plantation party or something,
Plantation party or whatever.
Did a Paula Deen kind of a thing?
Yeah, she got into some weird racial stuff from like Mississippi. And then he said something, Then he had to be like, I'm sorry, and I'm going to take
But
a
even
break.
that was odd because, like, he lost his whole job after saying, like, I think every contestant should, be able to have their own voice. Like, it didn't seem like he was out there being overtly racist. But
yeah, he had to take I remember that. He had to take some sort of like hiatus where he's like, I think he did it's my favorite. I need to take some time to reflect.
Step away.
I'm going to step away and I'm going to reflect on my actions and kiss everyone's ass and hope that I can get another job. As if going away for a month and thinking about, I'm really going to think about what I said.
So here's what he
said. It's
said.
just so stupid.
So he said, I saw a picture of her at a sorority party 5 years ago, and that's it. Like, boom. Like, okay, this girl is in the books now, and she's now in this group. And I'm like, really? And then somebody who was interviewing him said, well, the picture was from 2018 at an Old South antebellum party. That's not a good look. Harrison said, well, Rachel, is it a good look in 2018, or is it not a good look in 2021? Because there's a big difference. And that's what got him.
He's and then he had to step away and apologize.
Yeah. He argued that she was only having fun at a popular event, saying, my guess, these girls got dressed up and went to the party and had a great time. They were 18 years old. Does that make it okay? I don't know, Rachel. You tell me! So he got all pissed off about it. Anyway, he's out.
Can you imagine that because I'm sure that's a pretty cush gig. He's probably making $1 million.
Great gig.
He
made more than that.
Hosting that dumb thing. And that guy cost himself millions of dollars because he decided to die on that.
He basically said, like, let's take it easy on this girl. And they're like, nope, you're gone.
Yeah, he made $12 million. Wait. Sorry. Stand by. I've got a list here of the. I want to know how much he made for that show.
A lot. You see, he later said, by excusing historical racism, I defended it. I invoked the term woke police, which is unacceptable. I am ashamed at how uninformed I was. I was so wrong.
And by the way, he means none of that.
Yes. At one point, I didn't recognize how offensive and racist my actions were, but that doesn't excuse them. My age or when it happened does not excuse anything. They are not acceptable or okay in any sense. I was ignorant, and my ignorance was racist.
Yeah.
So then he said he was taking a step away, and he's never come back.
Yeah, they say they don't really know how much he made.
A lot.
A lot of people's TV salaries are public. Like, they know. When I saw that $12 million, that was Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah.
But
it just goes to show you, man, just shut up. You got a sweet gig hosting some stupid show.
Yes, just have a little awareness, Harrison.
Shut.
I mean, you can think that, but it's like this guy says, damn you, the real world. Yes, the real world is out here.
And by the way, the Golden Bachelor's controversy is part of his whole thing was he had a wife who died tragically and he hadn't dated since or hadn't met the right woman since. It then came out that he dated almost immediately after he lost his wife, and
he killed her, didn't he?
And no, but she moved in with him, and after she gained a little weight, he said, "I'm not taking you to my high school reunion looking like that."
Oh no!
What?
No!
Whoa! Hey! Oh!
God! What is the matter with these guys? Come on, guys!
They went on the Golden again. If you go on that show,
come on.
You know what's up. I'm saying that the girls are in it for simply to be famous, and the dudes are in it to just sleep with a bunch of gals, right?
I think both of those things could be true.
Yeah, it's just the idea of, like, I've got however many women are on that show, like, fawning over me.
And then if something good happens, it happens.
Exactly.
The Golden Bachelorette, she is a 61-year-old by the name of Joan Vassos. Joan.
Oh, yeah, I looked up Joan.
Yeah.
She looks exactly like you'd think she would look.
She will premiere on ABC this fall.
She's got Planet of the Apes face.
Yeah, she's definitely had some surgery.
Now, was she one of the ones who made it to the end of the Golden Bachelor?
They said she was really popular with the viewers, but she left pretty early. But she was. But
she was on the show.
Yes, and she was one of the first to connect with the old bastard.
And her face is so tight she has to talk like this. Because I can't move her lips. How old is she?
61.
Oh, well, I would have thought she was a bit older than that.
Oh, look at you.
Well, I mean, a lot of times now, like, have you seen, like, they've done, the Golden Girls? That show? Of course. Right, that was the whole point of that show, is a bunch of old bags hanging out in Florida, like, being miserable together. Do you realize that those girls, when that show started, were, like, 50 years old? Like, it's crazy. When you look at today's 50 versus the 1980s 50s, it is like, I'm sorry, like, we've rolled back the clock like 20 plus years.
Oh my God! Yeah, Rue McClanahan.
Yeah.
Was 52.
52
in 1985.
Yeah, when that show was on, that old the whole thing was like, oh, I'm old, but I still like to party. Look at Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez is older than the Golden Girls.
Betty White and B. Arthur were 63 at that time.
Yeah, wrap your head around that.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I saw the Golden Bachelorette here, I assumed that because she looks good, I assumed she was like 75 with as plastic as she is. Because now you can take a 70-year-old and you can tighten all that up and put on a bunch of Spanx or whatever the Kardashian line is and do the Planet of the Apes face and roll them out there.
That would be the Skims.
The Skims. And you just get your face and you go out and say, I'm ready for love. And it works. And then you pretend that you're heartbroken when he sleeps with 17 other women. Like my gal was watching, it's like on HBO, I think, or it was on one of the streaming services where you can't see each other, but you talk to each other.
No idea.
That would be Love is Blind on Netflix. That is big in the Buckley house.
I came home a while back, and the BTJ was on the couch, and she was like, oh my God, you have to watch this. This is amazing. And I was like, I'm not watching this. She's like, no, sit down and watch it. After 10 minutes, I wanted to punch everyone in the face. It was the most annoying human beings on the planet.
So the idea is you're just taping them talk to each other?
You're like in a room.
It's blind speed dating, but the only way you get to see the person is if you propose and accept the proposal first.
Yeah. So you're in a room like a priest confessional.
But you can't even see them?
No.
But you have to accept.
So you get like a bunch of dates every day, and then you kind of whittle down your list, but you're just walking into rooms with a wall between you and the other person, having conversations to see if love is blind.
And I watched for like 10 minutes, and I was like, wait, this is like the second time they've talked. She's like, yeah, and the lady's like, oh my God.
He's the one.
I've never felt this way in my life.
And then so the first part of the show is all that speed dating. The second part is them then doing like a trial marriage, living together for 3 weeks, and then they go to the altar and they do a real wedding, and they decide whether they're going to agree or not on the spot.
It's the biggest group of insufferable taints that you've ever seen in your entire life. I wanted a flood to come through and just like biblical times and just wipe the whole thing off.
Okay, gotta run. We got viral video news coming up next, but first, Buck with SportsCenter.
This is a PGA Championship Weekend.
telling you, science is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, science.
I don't know what all
What?
changed, but it's something else. You don't have the diabetes. Yeah, Paul Rudd right now is the same age as Wilford Brimley was in Cocoon.
That is insane.
Nuts.
Yeah. Look at Paul Rudd and look at Wilford Brimley. Same age. It's weird.
Those scientists better check their hypotenuses, dude.
George Clooney, older than Wilford Brimley. Tom Cruise, older. Although Tom Cruise is starting to look like a middle-aged lesbian, but still looks great. Looks great.
All right, now we have to go. The viral video I'm speaking of will wrap up the show. We'll talk about it next on The Fan.
The Fan is live on YouTube, Twitch, and now Window Nation brings you the window into the Fan. On-demand YouTube video shorts with your favorite fan shows and hosts. The window into the Fan is brought to you by Window Nation. Get 50% off all styles of windows. Plus, pay nothing with no interest for 2 full years at windownation.com. Watch Window Nation's Window into the Fan every day on YouTube with 1080.
Peekaboo!
The Fan.
Hey, it's Zook for A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Before getting a new train system installed, I was guilty of getting one quick fix after another. Then I found a team that educated me on how to keep my house comfortable, and they showed me the difference between a cheap stopgap and an affordable long-term solution. So don't get caught in the cycle of spending as little as possible again and again and again. Solve your HVAC issues for the long haul. Call A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air or visit aeheatingandcooling.com, your local independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. CCB number 203004.
Todd is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Todd, and I live in Georgia. I'm a veteran of 23 years. I love to give back to the community, whether it's my fellow veterans, some guy on the street corner. I offer what I can, when I can. I started noticing that my memory was slipping, and I wanted to take proactive measures to try to help that. I saw a Prevagen commercial and I did some research on it, and I wanted to find out, does this stuff really work? I started taking Prevagen about 3 years ago. Since taking Prevagen, I feel clearer in my thoughts, my memory has improved, and generally just more on point.
Prevagen is available in stores everywhere without a prescription.
bull.
A bull.
Full on big bald bull.
I think they said she was in Baja.
Yeah, she is Big Sur. Or,
Baja del Sur.
Baja, California. Sur. What?
Big Sur is not. No, Big Sur is like
no,
northern.
not Big Sur.
Baja del Sur.
They call it Baja California Sur, right?
Well,
but that's the peninsula. Or I mean, that's the
down, there's a difference between the upper part, like we
Yes.
cross over to Tijuana, and
Yes.
and you get further down.
This is further down.
Yes.
Which I think is Baja California Sur.
I believe you are correct.
I think.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing it right here.
But where exactly that is, I don't know. But yes, dude. So she has like 3 bags of stuff. It's just her and the bull.
Yeah.
And there are other people, but they're a little further away. Okay. So she has a bunch of stuff, and she's trying to get her stuff.
Oh yeah.
And she's trying, and the bull is kind of like wants something that she's got going on in one of her bags.
Yeah, out of the bag.
So this bitch, rolls up and grabs her
stuff
bags away from the bull, and the bull
Yeah.
starts gourding her.
Yeah, the bull kicks her ass.
She
does
is an aloof bitch.
She does.
I mean, she's taking on a bull.
Yes, I think she tried to rough talk it.
What is she doing?
Well, at one point, she backs away and then tries to re-engage with the bull, and at that point, the bull has had enough of her bullsh.
And the bull seems to be really sort of just toying with her.
Yeah.
But he gets her pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
She ends up getting up and walking away. But, man, she's really lucky.
Someone online noted that it seemed like everything was okay for her until she turned her back on the bull, and then things got nasty for her.
Yeah, she disengages and then decides to re-engage with the bull.
Is that what you're supposed to do? That's what the guys with the red carpets do?
No, the carpet, the color doesn't. It's the movement. They say
Well, I
that.
know, but if you turn your back on him.
I don't think you're supposed to turn your back on any animal.
Yeah. You're supposed to just
You're supposed to slowly back away.
keep it
and-
engaged.
Yeah.
Keep it looking at you.
Either that or just don't try
I
to
don't
take away. If a bull wants what's in your bag, guess what? That's the bull's bag.
Get
now.
out of there.
Maybe just leave your stuff there for a little while and let the bull go on his merry
How about
way.
this? Go swimming. It's not going to chase you.
No.
Or maybe it will.
I mean, it's wrong that I'm laughing, but it's kind of funny. It's the same thing when I see those dumbasses in Yellowstone
Yeah.
get their ass kicked by a buffalo.
Yeah, she gets everything she deserves in
Yeah.
that video.
Just if you see a wild animal that's like 3, 4, 5 times your size, and then you decide that you want to pet it or F with it, that's on you.
Dude, those bulls are no joke. That thing is huge.
Well, it's like one day, look, I'm ready to admit it. If a raccoon ever rips my face off, understand that I did that. That's me.
Yeah,
no,
we know.
no one to blame but me. And I will raise my hand and be like, yeah, I did that. Like, what do you